We're playing some D&D, guys. Hello, good evening.
Is it evening?
Ish.
Oh, wait.
For most people.
Hi.
Close
Except
enough.
Nikita.
Where does afternoon switch into evening?
Like 5. It's almost 5.
Whenever you pour yourself a drink.
So,
Yeah.
12 a.m.
12 a.m.? I mean, there are plenty of people pouring themselves drinks at 12 a.m. There's not a lot of people pouring themselves drinks at 12 p.m. But 12 a.m., yeah.
Either one works.
Okay. Hey, guys, though, and welcome to the Mysteries of Selindor, episode 13?
Sounds right?
I mean, according to Twitch, it's 13. I had no
That's
idea
my best guess. I'm
All right,
pretty
well,
sure
guys,
it's 13.
It's either 13 or 12 or 14.
It's definitely not 12. It was 12 last time.
It's
So I'm pretty
11.
sure it's 13 this
It's
time.
double digits, no higher than 15.
There you go. Double
And no
digits.
lower than
Welcome
12.
to the Mysteries of Selindor episode double digits, but no more than 15. Official title. If you're just I just burped. If you're just joining us for the first time, we don't take ourselves seriously, as you can see. But we just like to have fun to play some D&D. Some of us are rolling with Roll20, some of us are rolling by hand. The ones that are rolling by hand are mostly cheating.
I think it's just
I
you.
say that because I roll by hand and I'm cheating. But yeah, if you're just joining us, hopefully you can get into the swing of things. Otherwise, there's really no mystery or any big. You're not missing anything. Is the point? So just try to slip your way in and figure out what's going on. So just to give you guys a little recap, last week the team continued to compete in the party games. Very aggressive party games of the Grungs. The red lady, Gibi Boo Boo, Gibi Bob, the red lady. Honestly,
Just give them all, just use the monikers. The red lady, that's all we need to know. None of us are going to remember her name.
Yeah, well, maybe you
Can't
should.
confirm, do not know her name.
The red lady, anyways, was having a party. And they were there to schmooze and try to bring people into their revolution that they have been brewing with the Black Croak, who is a frog, but way cooler than all the other
vigilante frog.
Yeah. So they were working on trying to basically overhaul the system of this world, of this village, which has questionable moral. No, not questionable morals. There's no questionable.
Call it?
They're into slavery and stuff and abuse of the lower class in a caste system. So to overthrow them, they've decided to schmooze people, try to get them onto their sides, and then make it as least amount of a bloody revolution as possible. But they're prepared at any time. During this party, they were able to bring a couple people in the fold, offend a couple other people, but mostly they were doing a decent job when they found out that the prize for winning the party games during the event were children, which in itself was unpleasant. But the worst part is that one of the children was revealed to be someone they knew, someone they thought to be dead, a young dwarf that goes by the name of Fjorn, who they had lost in the caravan probably about 3 or 4 days prior to where they are right now. So they decided to compete in the events. They went through some really grueling Twister. Oh man, nobody got high at all during that game of Twister. They played a rousing game of Pinata, not to be confused with Pinata, but that's what it was. And then, very natural progression from there was a battle to the death. So, during this time, the team was able to collect most of the tokens that were necessary to. That's a lot of eyebrow there, babe.
I know, it's too dark. I messed up.
Thank
you for calling attention to my shame.
So I made as much progress as they could. And then finally, in the last fight against two legendary heroes of the Grung,
we kicked their asses.
Okay. The Field Marshal Bragug and the Great Samurai Song Ba. They defeated both of these guys, and therefore were promised to be able to claim what they needed to win all three children. And that's sort of where we left off. You hear the cheers of the crowd of Grungs all around you, echoing throughout this large, almost cavern-like lake. You hear ribbits of all kinds, especially Grim, who's not here with us today. You can hear this just a bunch of ribbiting all around you. Oh, no, wait. He gave him your thing. Never mind. Continuity issue. You all hear it. And that's where we're leaving. You are battled. You are bruised. You're battered and bruised. And looking on the ground, you see all these guys. I don't think you guys killed anybody except for like one of the like purple or green Grung. So I think the rest of the Grung are just unconscious. And you just deafened by the cheering all around you.
Seti takes a very... Well, she's invisible. Seti takes a very elaborate bow, remembers she's invisible, and then reappears bowing.
Awesome. Does anybody else want to do anything in the next few seconds?
Well, we got all of our friends back conscious.
Yes, I did give Greed my health potion.
Yeah, you were able to get everybody
probably
conscious again.
mark off of my sheet.
And then you hear all of this as you guys are haggard and worn and dragging ass, basically. You see a
I'm
couple...
actually untouched.
Well, yeah, because you were fucking flying.
Yep.
Or the
I
Grung
don't even
could
have a
not reach you.
scratch on me.
Yeah, fucking dick. So as you settle down completely unharmed upon the arena ground, and everybody else is completely fucked, you hear people cheering, but then you hear going over like slightly louder. You hear "Stop! Quiet! Hush!" And then slowly you hear the cheers start to die down, and as you guys look up, you see sort of standing on this sort of like Pride Rock like ledge over the lake coming towards you all. You see Grumbala, the sovereign of the Grung in Grumbula village. You see him standing there on top of the rock, looking proud and stern and barely 2 foot 5 inches. As he looks down at the rest of you, he says, "What a disgrace you have shown us today. Men, seize Sangba, seize Field Marshal Bragug.
Wow, I
They
really
have
should,
brought shame upon the Grung."
really should have stayed invisible, huh?
Everybody gets quiet and they look around in all directions. "You, all of you, pathetic, weak servants. Whom do you serve?"
Ramley? We fight on behalf of Gramley, and with his blessing, we serve...
Where is Grumley?
We serve... Oh shit, I just threw him under the bus, didn't I? But we serve you, great sovereign!
You know, you can already hear he's just saying, "Where is Grumley?"
Fuck.
And
I
they're
don't
like-
have charm
You hear somebody from the side say,
memorized.
"Grumley's kind of bleeding out of like a lot of orifices right now. I mean, he just like barely got his... I mean, your Grung ship, sir. Yeah, he's got like his lung hanging out of his body, and we're not very good at surgery and stuff. So, you know, like if we could get that guy." I need to remember names for people. In my defense, they're not people, they're frogs. I mean, if we could, like, by any chance of the imagination, get some help from Snigba, that would be good. And then you see this purple Grung walking behind me, and he say, "Oh, of course, I'll be there shortly." And you see as he like sort of takes off into the ground. He's like, "Oh yeah, awesome. But yeah, he's indisposed at the moment. I'll get him as soon as I can, your Grung ship." "Very well. Also, who the fuck are you?" "Oh, I'm just a guard, man. Just your Grung ship. I shouldn't have even spoken." "Clearly. So, you warriors who defied and killed Grung way above your station.
Did we kill
Do
anybody?
you not know? Yeah, one of them was killed.
But that was by one of the red grung, right?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You from the Lulalab. Why do you align yourself with these people?
Come on, make a really good persuasion roll, Green.
Grim does not know what is happening. He heard there was arena fight, so he beat up the other guys.
Dang it. Now I wish I was still a little.
I wish
That
I
is
had
the worst excuse I've ever heard. You
spells.
bring shame above the Lulalab. This is fine. I am not even. Assume somebody silences him before he says, "I'm not even a group." Anyways, what would this problem? So as you guys are standing there in this awkward situation, you watch as a very, very, very finely dressed Grung, who is also gold, walks up and begins whispering something to Grumbala. What do you want to do? What are you saying?
I don't know.
Okay. If anybody wants to do anything, say something. Anytime, you can interject.
Okay, so I'm kind of thinking about just trying to surreptitiously, so like people don't know I'm casting something. Oh, it is VSM. So material. Yeah, it's my drum. I don't think I could do it surreptitiously.
Nobody pay attention to this.
Yeah, I mean, so I was kind of like for message, she was just kind of like brushing the drum a little bit to just like have a little bit of like a little brushing sound, and then like
what are you trying to cast, and are you doing
message? So Seti would know if she can sneak a message spell in without people catching her. I don't know if
you
she
know
can.
you can try.
Yeah. Fuck it, I'm gonna try.
Sleight of hand check or something.
Make a sleight of hand.
Okay. So I tried to cast message without anybody. Oh, I don't have the character sheet open. I got to pop it out. There it is. Okay. Sleight of hand. Ooh, that's a +4. What we got? A 9.
It's always disappointing to see the advantage roll as a
Too
nat
bad I
20.
don't have advantage right now.
Yeah, so you're you certainly try, and then as you do, you feel what you're doing, the magic as you begin to weave it over the edge of your drum stops, and you watch as Grung, wearing large suits of armor, not even like regular like medieval style armor, but like Japanese inspired samurai armor. Arrive on top of you, each with the spears crossing across your chest, and then you see one with his hand come down on top of your wrist, and you feel one of the bands come around your wrist as the Grung's royal guard, just like almost out of nowhere, just leaps up and finds themselves upon you.
Wow, I really should have stayed invisible. Okay.
And you hear one of them say, "She was attempting to cast your Grungship."
I was not. Hey, that's rude. I was just checking my drum for damage. We just had a big fight and it's very valuable. Your
Make a
grunt ship.
deception check.
Come on, baby. 15. I don't even know what. Well, I had to have a drum because that's I can't cast spells.
So she was very clearly casting a spell.
Wow.
Enough. This is not necessary conversation. Prime Riveter, if you will. Yes, of course. It has become very clear that these servants do not know their place. But as I have just informed, Grand, Sovereign, His Goldenness, His Grungship, Lord of all of Grumbula, the great Grumbala, first of his name. They are very apt and capable warriors. So we shall reward them this one time. You will now fight each other. And the winner of such combat shall have the privilege of serving directly under his Grungship as his private protective detail, along with the Royal Guard. Your training shall bring you to one of the highest positions a non-Grung has ever had in our society. That is right. Please enjoy this wonderful gift. Indeed, Your Majesty, indeed.
And the people
The
who
rest
don't
of you
win?
will be thrown back into the stockade as punishment for showing up your betters and cheating the way that you obviously did in this combat.
Just because our Red Grung fight better than yours doesn't mean we cheated. We had the really good leadership, and maybe you should take some
Silence,
notes.
you watch as one of them like holds a blade to your throat.
I blow him a kiss.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm gonna like stand up from like laying down,
12.
kinda, like using the sword to prop myself up. I'm just like, they're obviously just scared of us. As I like barely stay standing.
This is true. They are very scared of Grung. They don't even know that he is a furbolg.
Did you just say that out loud?
Yeah.
Questioning looks at him like, wait, what?
Persuasion of 12. I mean, yeah, he just goes, huh? With a double take. And you hear the red lady chime up, and she says, my lord, Grumbala, please. There's no need for any of this. They're very tired. And as a point of fact, I do believe that Grumley had offered him I believe they were winning these as a gift from Grumley to me. I would consider a very personal favor if he would let them off more leniently. Actually,
Does he like her? Is he one of her suitors?
No, he's already married. I guess that wouldn't stop him, but yeah.
And you see as
He's
he
the
turns
king.
and
He can
says,
do whatever, whoever he wants.
I suppose there could be lenience. We will give them time to recover. You will all have time to recover before you fight, so we can find which of you is the strongest. So, tomorrow, it'll be an event. We could have more tea, which I believe is your specialty. Yes. Your Grungship. Very well. Well, let us enjoy the party. Please bring all of these to the stockade when you get a chance. Some of them are my personal guests, Your Grungship. Very well. They can finish out the rest of their time, but I want them in the stockade this evening. I don't want to give any of them the chance to run away. And you watch as you're approached by multiple Crownsguard who put the bracelets, new, refreshed, and unbroken onto your wrists. You cannot use magic for this foreseeable future until those are removed.
We'll
See,
see
they
about
walk up
that.
to everybody doing that, or just her?
Yeah, each of you.
Okay,
She's already got hers on.
I just have an extremely firm. If they try and take that sword, I'm not letting go.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to take your sword.
I'm not letting go.
You see.
I'm not like threatening. I'm just not letting go.
Make a strength check.
Just like need the sheet strength check. Bow. 12.
Yeah, you still win. You just like, look, it's gonna go a lot easier for you if you just drop it.
Which one said it's just a guard?
Yeah, it's one of the Crown's Guard, one of the red Grung that's like wearing the samurai armor.
I'm just gonna make eye contact with it and be like, I better get this back.
He looks down at you, he's like, respect warrior to warrior. And he takes it.
Yeah.
So yeah, is anybody else resisting as they put these shackles on you and relieve you of your weapons?
Well, they can't take my fists off, and the
No,
shackles don't
they're
do
just-
anything for me, so I'll allow
Right.
it.
Okay. So they take away your things, and then they go up to Grim in his Grung form, and he says, "I only have a stick." And they say, "Oh, no problem. You, I'm sorry. Which Lulalub were you?" "I am Grim." "Right, Grim. Lulalub. Yes. Of course. Of course, we won't be taking a weapon from you. So this is good. You very much know your place. Begone, frog person." Yes.
This is great. This is perfect.
As he walks away, he says, "Noodle-lobs are very strange." So you guys are left to return to the party, but there are guards with you. Like they're sort of like on you, making sure like you don't try to run. But you're welcome to return to the party.
I simply, the only thing Seti will do is turn over all of our tokens to the red lady
Mhm.
with a I'll just lay it on thick, just like, with the kindest regards from Grumley. As you know,
Thank you so very much, servant of Grumley. Yes, you are. I'm so sorry for this happening. Grandbula is quite the imbecile.
we will. That is very much appreciated. We will totally be okay. It is.
I'll watch after the children for you.
Thank you so much.
Please try to enjoy the rest of the party. From this point on, it's just dancing and tea and socializing. I promise you. No more surprises.
That sounds good. I like to
Okay.
dance.
Yes. I'm going to try to have a small conversation with Bibu. See if maybe she could do something about this.
Wait,
Is that the Ellen one?
we don't want.
Bibu is the queen.
Oh, okay.
We don't want anybody endangering themselves, and I'm sorry I shouldn't have mentioned Grumley in the arena. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, thank you for any strings you can pull, but do not overtax your goodwill on our behalf.
Trust me. I'm sure most of the Grungs around here would go to war with his Grung ship if it came down to me being in trouble.
You're probably right about that. I love you a lot.
What's not to love? Please try to
Exactly.
enjoy the rest of the party, dear. And
Thank
she,
you. I do a
she sort of-
curtsy with
nothing.
just a fake one. And
Okay.
yeah, fuck it. Seti will hit the dance floor as soon as that happens.
All right, so she hits the dance floor and does some probably very awkward, like overly aggressive dancing.
And you're manacled, so you can do like fake
Just go.
rave lights,
Yeah.
and your hands can only go so far apart.
Yeah, that thing that we all did in like yeah. It was like middle
I don't think
school.
we all did anything that you were just doing.
I don't remember. It was like where you follow your fingers around. I don't know. Something like that.
I don't know, man.
Mitnier's just gonna go find like the drink and just dump it on himself and just
Dump
sit
it on
down.
Get some nods from some of the. You see that Sungba and Bragg have not returned to the party. They have been. You saw them like taken away. They weren't taken away in shackles, but they were like healed up to consciousness, and they were just sort of led away.
Mhm.
Like
They're-
they seem that they have caused quite a bit of disgrace for losing to you guys.
They're probably in trouble. That's fine. I don't like them.
I think Oren's just gonna find a dark corner and stand there silently.
I mean, I kind of like them. They fought hard.
Mm-hmm. So, What would you guys like to do with the rest of your party time? You can see that Grim is like, this is very uncomfortable. Please stop complimenting me. I know I am a very powerful frog.
Maybe somebody should keep an eye on him. When does he turn back into a?
Got like 3.5 hours now.
Oh, okay, so we're probably good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should send him to look for Ren Tim and maybe find out what happened to the ones that were led away.
Oh, yes, we could do that.
Is there something wrong with your eye?
I do not know what you're talking about. You're all crazy. Servants, be gone.
I'm dancing. I don't. Said he doesn't
Yeah.
know what else is happening. She's like, "Fuck it." There's music. What kind of music?
No, there's music. They're playing like I mean, it's higher class swamp music.
Do they like hit their throats to make like percussion sounds? Like, like the big ribbits. from
You
the-
know
the
what?
pelvis?
Sure. Yeah. Also, they play stringed instruments. But you know what? Yeah, let's go with they also hit their throats. Then it's not quite like when I say higher class. I mean you're not listening to people play the banjo, going.
Yeah. But
Wait,
it's
I
not
thought
like
that
a,
was the swamp music.
It's not real swamp music. It is a whole lot of. It's not like the symphony. It's not what you
yeah.
would
So we're
expect at high
not we're not waltzing. We're not line dancing, square dancing.
Yeah, it's its own flavor of somewhere between polka and swamp music. Like it's not great, but
Okay.
it's got like enough where you see like frogs sort of bouncing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Seti will do like a little like jig kind of dance and
Sounds like
just
that.
try to
basically.
make the most of it. I'll try to make friends on the dance floor. Just like having a good time with people. Like, wow, you're really killing that. Yeah, go you. This is so much fun, isn't it? Great party. Wow, you look so good.
Okay, just go ahead and make me a. First of all, if you're dancing, make me a performance check.
Going to fail me now. Come on. 11.
You're doing okay. You don't crush any grung as you're dancing around.
Okay.
You look like Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld.
Oh, I don't know that reference. Here's what I do know is that
You don't know the
look
Elaine
like
dance?
you kind of look like a giant dancing among children.
Yeah, that's fair.
You do look like the one adult at the party dancing around a bunch of kids, but they're hopping up and down enough that like
Yeah, every now and then Seti disappears.
right, yeah. Like you got that throw your hands up and shout that they throw at weddings,
Okay.
I'm mostly trying to keep an eye on the fancy looking elven lady.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
Where's my perception? There it is. It's persuasion. Can't. There it is. Hey, 17.
17. So you see that she is not with the Red Lady. The Red Lady is currently talking to the queen of this village. I know it's a village, queen, whatever. Of the Grung ship, of the Grung
We gotcha.
vassal state. I don't know. So you can see that she's talking to the queen and sort of like whispers in their seat. You can see that Gambala is making a whole bunch of noise, showing his strength, making himself sound like super important. How he controls all of you guys, all sorts of shit. And looking around, you don't see her on the first or second floor, but you do catch a glimpse of her guard on the third floor. Like further up, the tree goes up again with this sort of spiraling staircase. So the first sit goes up like this, and like you see it like it goes around, and the next side actually goes up and continues like a sort of like circular motion, and goes like to the point where the steps themselves are like if you didn't have good balance, you might fall like 30 feet with no railing. There's no floor there at all.
It's a little
But
ways.
it goes all the way up to the top. And there's this sort of third floor where you saw like some lights coming up from above that may or may not look like glowworms up there that are sort of just giving off this thing, or maybe they're crystals. You're not really sure, but they've kind of got like a sort of light twinkle to them. And you do just catch a glimpse of this sort of like purpley lavender colored cloak of one of her guards up top, but you don't see her.
Okay.
Okay.
Just kind of all throughout the evening, just kind of like keep an eye. I'm just chilling and sitting on some steps or something somewhere. Just I'm exhausted.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you want to keep an eye out for her with just continuing your role, I would say that you keeping your eye up there, like you see the Red Lady head up there at some point, and it seems pretty obvious that is where she is. She's sort of hanging out above the rest of them. After a certain amount of time, you're pretty sure that's where she's at. Right, so go ahead and make me a persuasion check. This is not you, Mood, but Seti. As we sound out, you're not very good at dancing. Let's see how well you do at making friends.
I'm rolling so low today, a 9.
A 9? Yeah, people are kind of like dancing, like you're dancing with them, and like you're like wiggling, and they're kind of dancing further away from you. Like they make it look kind of natural, but at the same time, you can see that there's kind of like a circle. That
as soon as it becomes apparent that they just kind of don't want me there, then I'll leave.
It's like some of them seem like they're really interested in you, but then like they look up at the king and they remember like, oh wait, like she's on the chopping block of like
in disfavor. We don't want to be friends.
Like obviously it's impressive. She could be the new like honor guard, the first honor guard, not of the Grung race.
Mm-hmm.
She could be that, or she could be one of the ones that gets beheaded tomorrow. We don't know.
Yeah, fun stuff. Okay, so yeah, as soon as it becomes apparent no one is interacting, I will like gracefully attempt to sort of bow out, make my exit, and I don't know, are there like balconies or something you can go outside and get kind of a little bit away from the noise?
Make a perception check for me.
Oh sure, now I get a 15.
What's the total?
15.
Okay. Yeah, so looking around, you can see that they look like there's some alcoves that lead off from either side on the second floor. And you can't quite see what's going on the third floor, but maybe there's something up there as well. You're not sure.
That's probably more for like the upper classes, right? Have they?
His Lord Grumbalov, first of his name, is hanging out on the first floor landing in his special chair that has been prepared for him to show off.
Sure.
But Red Lady was hanging out mostly on the second floor, but right now, I guess around this time, she's probably on the third.
Is the third like packed? Like what kind of like Grung?
You can't even see it from here. You just know there's a third floor up there, and you've seen a couple of Grung head there, but not many.
No, I couldn't.
Most of them are staying in sight of one another and looking as prim and proper in their outfits as they can. Like these aren't like super fancy outfits. This doesn't look like this is the Met Gala or anything like that. But for Grung, it's pretty good. They're all wearing like linens that are mostly clean, just barely stained. Like some of them are even wearing jewelry or shiny things of one nature or another, or carrying exotic lizards.
Seti will sort of kind of nonchalantly, almost like with an air of like boredom, will try to just go up to the third floor and see what's up there.
Sure. So yeah, you watch her.
Sees her heading up there. He's gonna follow.
Okay, so Arn starts to follow you up the stairs.
Are you following like at a distance, or are you just like, oh hey, let's go?
No, I'll catch up to you if I
okay.
see you.
All right, so Mitnir, you watch as Seti and Arn begin heading up the stairs in sort of circular motion, trying to look as nonchalant as they can. So even for that, go ahead and make me you know what? Don't even make me a stealth check. Make me a performance check for nonchalant.
25!
All right. So I mean, they look
I can't dance for shit, but I can look bored as fuck.
like Aaron, as you look and you catch up to her, she turns around and she's basically just going peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots. But doing like a really good job of making it look like she's the guy's user in conversation where you can see her eyes are darting left and right. What do you do in that situation?
I don't say peas and carrots. I just, I'm like, oh hey, they really don't like me on the dance floor.
Do you come here often?
My point is, are you going to try to act nonchalant, or are you just going to be like, "What are you doing?"
No,
Oren doesn't really know how to act nonchalant. He's just going to be kind of standing there looking at her like, are you going up?
Oh yeah.
Aaron looks the same. He always looks just...
Okay, so fair enough. Hers is going to cover your nonchalantness. She makes you look nonchalant too, with a couple of good laughs and giggles and stuff. What are you up to, Bropsy, before we move on?
I'm just probably sticking close to Seppi.
Okay, so you watch Mitnir as Seti and Aaron and Bropsy head up the stairs super nonchalantly in a pack.
Okay,
of three of the people.
Now it's really hard to be nonchalant. There's too many of us.
I could trail behind. I don't know.
Go ahead and make me a performance check, Bropsy.
Oh,
Just waiting to see if they get kicked out or if they get to go up.
I didn't pull up my sheet yet. Performance?
Yeah. Stealth. This is performance.
Not bad.
No, it's not the worst.
What is it?
13.
13.
13? Yeah, I mean, you pull off nonchalant, not too bad. Like, I mean, you feel like, man, I am so nonchalant right now. Like, I am so inconspicuous.
I think what this looks like is that we are all very engrossed in like a sort of intellectual conversation.
And you just kind of started walking,
maybe
and then you're
perhaps
like,
about the architecture of the room. Oh, isn't that lighting fixture magnificent? They have such fine craftsmanship here. And like we're just kind of wandering and exploring, and maybe don't even realize that we're heading up to the 3rd floor, which may or may not be off limits. That's what this looks like.
I mean, you seem to be doing like a good job of that. You feel pretty confident about your exploration. Mitnir, you're watching this, and you just got this like look as they're just going. You guys, if somebody was never a camera just on Mitnir, it'd just be like.
I'm just imagining a sign in Grung that says "Do not enter." Like, we don't read Grung.
It's true, they don't. VIP. So yeah, you guys get to the top of the stairs, and you look at this sort of lavish hookah lounge at the very top. You see pillows everywhere. It's the very, very top, and there's like a hole in the center where you saw the light coming through from like the crystals. But otherwise, like the entire section is like a circular section. You sort of come up to the top. As you do, you see a couple of guards up there that are sort of hanging out around the edges where it doesn't quite touch the wall. There's like a sort of support beam running from each one around it. And you can see that they're sort of like peering down over the edge, just looking for things that might be happening. But otherwise, you see Lady Hyacinth sitting there with the Red Lady, and currently you see sitting with her is the queen of this village, whose name I will bring up for you in a second. She's sitting very prim and proper, like completely upright. Sorry, she's Gigi. She's Gigi Gum. So she's Gigi.
Okay. Bibu's the Red Lady then.
And then Greeby Boo.
Bibu.
Greeby Boo is the Red Lady,
Okay.
and they call her Bibu.
Bibu. Okay, yeah.
But only her closest friends call her Bibu.
Right, so Bropsy.
And you picked that up. And then they also call only the closest friends of the queen, call her, of Lady Gigigum, call her Gigi.
Okay, so as
you can see her sitting there very, very prim, very proper, very.
How far away from us are they?
They're just like sitting in this big, huge pile of pillows. It's not like super big up here. It's probably only like 20 feet across.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like sort of like just this big lounge area, and there's like an actual hookah sitting like in the middle of the table.
Okay, so it's just like one hookah. And
Yeah, and there's just like a couple
Just
of
a
fancy
big-
grungs sitting there.
Okay.
But you see that there's guards on the other side, and as you guys do hit the top of the landing, you see a blade come out in front of you, and this is actually one of the Lady Hyacinth's men.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to intrude. Just kind of taking in the architecture.
And then as you do that, you hear Lady Hyacinth say, "Who's that?"
The disgraced servant.
She takes a peek. Please move aside so I can see. And then you watch as he steps out and pulls the blade back and says, "Oh, you. Interesting. Please let them up." You watch as a couple of other guards sort of like stand between you. These are like some red grung, some of the actual honor guard of the grung ship, standing there with blades saying, "Don't cause any problems. Lady Gigagub is up here, and we will end you should you cause trouble."
Apologies, we did not mean to intrude your grog ship, my lady. Lady.
She just goes,
We're just enjoying the view and the architecture. I hope we are not.
"Well, isn't that a load of bullshit? Please, come sit,"
Who's
says Lady
saying?
Hyacinth.
Oh, okay.
And and the red lady says, "Hi, why could it be like that? You can't be
So
nice
you
to
will-
them. Some of them are my friends. Propsy! Propsy!
Hi.
You need to meet her, Lady Hyacinth. This is Brupsy. She is a good friend of mine. Oh, you too, Gigi. Oh, look how pretty she is. She's very, very, very pretty. Yes, yes, she's a very pretty creature of air. It's very good to see you again."
So after like Lady Hyacinth says, "Please come sit," Seti will sort of ease over and like sit as far away from all of them as possible, like on the opposite side, but especially opposite Lady Hyacinth.
I didn't peg you as a nervous one.
Not nervous, cautious.
Probably a
Look.
good choice. Sorry.
Who are you?
Orton's
exactly?
going to stand behind Seti and Bropsy.
Okay, sort of like behind the sort of half semicircle couch that's going on over here.
Yeah.
And you see Lady Hyacinth is just sort of kicked up, and she's got her feet like sitting on Bibu's lap. Like she's just sort of kicked up, like this is like just the fun whole time, and just like super nervous, as like her back sort of leaning against her, like is the queen. Like she's just like lounging around, like these are like some good pals sitting at like a sleepover, like they're about to have a sleepover party, and they're on high school, and she's like the popular kid. It's like Red Lady says, "So what did you all want? I hope that you weren't treated too poorly. I know circumstances being what they are, but Lady Gigi says that she will speak to her husband tonight." "Right, your Lady Grungship. Of course, Bibu. I will do my very best.
We are
My
deeply.
husband
We
is
are,
not easily swayed, but I shall try very, very hard to have him see reason. I think you are all very valuable additions to our village."
we are deeply honored, my lady, and certainly undeserving. But we will strive and have.
Aren't you
strived.
doing an awfully good job of playing meek?
Well, if you would quit interrupting me, then I might be doing better.
So
Who are
Gagnor
you
also starts to
anyway?
head up the stairs because they haven't come back down yet. Now he's curious.
So sitting down at the bottom.
He just starts walking up, like he's not trying to be like sneaky. He's just like walking.
Like, what the fuck's happening? Grim's just like, I know. I am very powerful, Grung. Of course, I will join your party in the next hunt.
What's Greed
Why
doing?
would I not? Oh, we are obviously best friends now. Please bring me more grubs and the beer.
What is Greed doing?
Greed's just sitting there awkwardly in the corner, like
Being weird.
just like waiting to see. Like you're not sure what he's like doing, but I'll just tell you, he's waiting to see if his 2 marks come back or not.
Okay, he's doing a thing. Gotcha.
Oh, he's working on towards revolution.
His angle that he's working on it, yeah.
He's working his angle. Yeah, so you start heading up. You'll be there in a couple minutes.
Yeah, so I just asked, I was like to Lady Hyacinth, just like, stop interrupting me, and who are you anyway?
They call me Lady Hyacinth.
You must be from Selindor that I keep hearing about.
I am.
What are you doing here?
I enjoy the company of these 2 here. I quite love them. Don't I, guys? And they just say, stop, Lady Hyacinth. It's improper to act that way.
Can I don't know if this would be an insight check or something, but like how genuine and like non-magically influenced does this interaction between them seem to be?
How gay is she?
Is there a rainbow shooting out of her ears? Is that what you're
Yes,
asking?
that's what I want to know.
That's not my
okay.
question.
If you're
Just to
asking if it's
clarify.
if they seem like they're magically influenced, then go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
A big ol' 4.
Can I also do that?
Yeah, sure.
15.
That was so loud. I have to make sure this thing.
That was
15. You're aware of all kinds of spells and stuff, Propsy. Like but they might be coming more from nature and stuff like that. But you're well aware of spell casting from what you've seen in this world. As far as you can tell, she might be working some mojo, but it doesn't seem like she's working mojo on either of them.
Okay.
Something about her does seem a bit off, but you're not sure exactly what it is.
Wait. Which one am I actually checking? The queen or the
queen.
weird elf lady? Okay, the queen.
Or no, the elf lady. The elf lady. The elf lady.
Okay.
Sorry, she's a queen of her own, right? So.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I can't say anything about that, so I just note
Yeah,
it.
okay. Yeah, so you note it. So she says, very interested to see a half-breed such as yourself here. And what name do you go by, my dear?
Seti.
Seti. That's at the end to your nomenclature.
Seti Mera.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that a little bit less meekly? I prefer you before when you were yelling at me. It was very bold of you.
I'm Seti Mera.
Seti Mera. A pleasure. And you, Bropsy, creature of the plane of air. Very nice to see you again. And who is this interesting creature? She looks over at Orin.
I'm Orin, servant to the prince, or at least I was. I don't really know anymore.
And then you feel something sort of invade your mind for a second, and you hear, if that's what you want to be, echoing inside of your mind for a second. And you see like her eyes sort of flash.
That's the elf chickie?
Mhm.
I'll just sort of give her this squinty eye.
Well, it's a very nice display you all put on out there. I was quite pleased. And I'm sure that once they recover and stop being admonished, so too will Sung Ba and Brakag. I agree. Honestly, I think They are men of action, and they like a good fight. And the fact that you beat them, well, that's never happened before. They might have taken a liking to you after all that. I thought it was a very good fight. I'm not one for violence, but you all did very well.
Are
And you see,
the-
like, you guys may see, like, a little bit of a look from Bibu looking over at Gigi, just kind of like the more meek she is, the more adorable Bibu finds her.
Got hard eyes going on.
Anyways, what were you saying?
Seti's attention is just wholly focused on Lady Hyacinth and kind of
Okay,
like,
so as you're staring at her, you see as her eyes turn to the side again, and she says, "Oh, well, that's new." And you see blades pointed at Mitnir at the top of the stairs.
he's with us.
Yes, by all means, let him through. Right. Sorry.
Just like
Behave yourself.
lightly hand on the blade, like, thank you.
You hear him say that. Behave yourself.
Just kind of like that huff, like, fine.
It is so rare to see one of you around these parts. Where do you hail from, creature?
Many places, but most recently from the pass.
Oh, interesting.
Are
Did you all
the
have
re-
fun?
Are you the reason that people throw themselves off? People go missing?
Oh, of course not. I would never.
Do I believe her?
Make an insight check.
And I just choose not
16.
to have wings.
Huh?
16.
And I just choose not to have wings.
No, I was asking what her roll was.
Oh.
16.
17?
16.
16. 16. I mean, she's being very coy, but it doesn't really seem like she's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the forest has a call all of its own. Outside these walls, outside of this village, outside of the place we come from, they call this the Lurkwood. But the heart of what calls you is in fact Selindor itself. Trust me, you'll find out soon enough. I have no doubt whatsoever that you will be making your way to Selindor soon.
Holds up the manacled, like,
Oh, please. When I arrived here, you had manacles on, and they had already been completely disabled.
just kind of sheepishly looks down,
And
like,
you hear
"Oh,
the
I don't know
memory
what you're
say,
talking about."
How dare you? How dare you have your manacles disabled? How dare? Tell me how you do it.
Orange
Oh,
is gonna be
it's-
like,
It's
well, to
really.
be fair, these manacles don't actually affect me.
Ooh, interesting. Please, please, I don't want to have to lie to my husband. Try to keep it down. She's listening intently.
Okay, well, if somebody has something like small and sharp, I can show you how I did it. It's really not that hard. I found like some metal.
They don't really
Oh.
stop me from doing anything.
Well, fair enough. Creature like yourself, strong, brawny, scaly. I imagine you wouldn't have any problems. Oh yes, I have a small letter opener here. And she hands
Perfect.
you what looks like it is not a letter opener, but in fact a well-balanced dagger.
I love letter openers. I had one very much, well, not as nice as this, but
I mean, it's got like it's nothing like super fancy, but it is like a well-designed sort of silver hilt.
mine had
Um,
poison on it.
All right, so you're gonna go ahead and disable your
Yeah,
bracelet?
I'll show them how I did it and just.
Go ahead and make me. I believe this is did I have you roll
I think it
lockpicking
was.
or?
I think it was thieves' tools. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a thieves' tool check.
20.
Yeah, I mean, so this time definitely with zero issue, you kind of, and you kind of tickle the belly of the creature that holds onto your flesh. And you watch it go, and it sort of like opens up all on its own. You don't even kill it.
They like a good tickle.
Oh dear, how interesting. I find that quite fascinating. Well done. You seem
Yeah.
like a very useful young half-breed.
I would prefer not to be called that if that's okay.
On what term do you prefer, dear?
I have elf. Breed just makes it sound so clinical and no, not livestock here.
No. I just thought the half-elf was a...
But I am very useful.
Sure. Well, tell me your story, all of you. What is it that you're doing in this village? Trust me, Gigi won't say a word, will you, Gigi? What I... Come on, Gigi. You don't have to be that way, says Bibu. Come on. Ignore your husband. This is between us girls and our several guards. Yes, all of you, don't listen. Don't listen. This is a very important conversation. And you watch as all of the elves just go.
Mitnia's just got this big toothy smile, like.
And you watch as the royal guard just refuse to put their fingers in their ears, and then she says, "Excuse me, please, ears, fingers. We don't serve you." Oh, how very brave. Sleep. And you see as her eyes flash purple and they pass the fuck out. Sorry. And Gigi goes, "Oh no!" And she says, "Oh please, they'll wake up in no time. Just don't let them fall down that little hole there."
Well, there isn't much story to tell. We were all on the path going to
Yes, how did that go?
very badly.
Well,
Some of our companions decided to betray the whole group and steal some big metal box. And the pirates that took it killed everybody else and crushed the pass. And now we are here as slaves because we fell. Now,
Did you get taken because of the call?
no.
almost, but no.
We basically
Others-
got thrown off the pass.
Well, I jumped off. Thank you.
It was either jump or die, so we jumped and
And I'm
expected to
mostly
die.
curious. The reason why I'm asking is if it was you that came upon Valhadrin's masterpieces.
We did indeed. In fact, some of the statues we found around there are in the Red Lady's possession now.
Yes, that's why I asked, dear. I saw
And
them on the
like
way in.
them back.
Oh, I'm sure you would. They're very powerful artifacts.
We
It's not very
noticed.
often you come across a face sculptor like him.
Mhm. What becomes of the people that get called?
At least that don't end up here.
Well, if you were called near the halfway point, my guess is that you were found unconscious safely at the bottom. That's what happens to most. It's just you happen to have fallen into the hunting grounds of the Grung here, as opposed to, and she's talking in common now, as opposed to where Selindor greets its visitors. Had you merely made it a few more miles, you'd have been in our territory. Had a much more pleasant welcome to the wood. Well, I still think we have a very nice welcome. You hear in common coming from the Red Lady. She says, "Granted, yes, the immediate slavery is a bit rough. But I still think we have quite the fancy gathering here, don't you think?" Yes, Bibu, dear, you are very good at throwing a party. And I love the barbaric nature of it. It just makes it so much more classy.
Stares at her.
Says, "Thank you." She's not that good at common. Anyways, returning to Grung, I suppose I shouldn't continuously speak in a tongue that is difficult for the queen. I understood quite a lot of that, actually. Of course you did, Gigi. You are learning so well. By the way, I hear you find your tutor quite cute. Shut up. I am married to the king. I'm sure that'll last. She looks over at Bibu and she winks. She's like just gets really confused. And then there's just this whole awkward silence moment. Except for Hyacinth,
Roxy.
not feeling remotely anything. So she said, so, you found yourself brought into the lurk, were immediately enslaved, and now what? What are your plans? You're just going to continue to be servants here in Gambula?
Well, we would like to get out of here at some point and resume our whatever it is everybody was doing or would like to do with their lives. But
Sure, of course. If necessary, I can purchase you. Of course, you've made kind of a big stink here, so it's very possible that they want to keep you.
that is possible, and we do have friends and allies here now that we maybe would not want to leave behind.
And what a boring story to be rescued by being purchased.
Well, I mentioned earlier to the Golden One that I might purchase him, but of course I didn't mean it in the sense that he might have fought at the time. I'm simply saying, should you need an exit, they don't have high prices here. Not one that I couldn't easily surmount.
What kind of situation would that leave us in?
Freedom.
I mean, as you may have noticed during the battle, I could probably leave whenever I wish.
Sure, you could. But, you know, it's not as easy as you think. There's a reason why this place still exists. You're sure you might have been able to take on their two best fighters? Doesn't mean you can take on the mass of them.
I wouldn't have to fight anyone. I would just fly away.
True enough.
I wouldn't have to fight all of them. I just have to kill one.
Curious.
I choose to stay because my friends are here.
Indeed.
That's really nice, Warren. I'm sorry we are keeping you enslaved.
Small price to pay for such.
So what is
great
the rest of
company.
your plan? I'm sure it has something to do with that interesting creature that's been lurking in the shadows.
What?
Oh, you haven't noticed him? Billowy cloak. Eyes that pierce the darkness. Honestly, for a Grung, he's quite handsome.
I'm not idea who you're talking about.
Make a deception check.
Mitnir's gonna reach for the hookah and just be like,
Make a constitution check.
11
They
for
know.
my deception.
At 11? Yeah, she just looks at you and says,
23 on the Constitution.
her eyes just look at you with such a knowing look that you just start to sweat a little bit.
I mean, yep, you can see
What'd you
right
roll for
through me.
Constitution?
23.
23? You feel like a wave hit you as you start to smoke it. Like, whatever this is, it's carrying some sort of magic elf shit in it. This is some sort of herb that you are not aware of, but you're able to shake it off real quick. But this sort of
Just
feels
like-
this rush into your system at
Yeah,
first. Oh my god, I have so many uses for you. And then she does this for the hose.
Hand it to her.
You hand it to her and she... You are a very sturdy creature, aren't you?
I'd be very good at what I do if I wasn't.
I mean, if you want a job, I could use you in my guard. See, the rest of the guards standing around still have their ears plugged.
Looks like a fun job.
Would I have to wear
Oh no,
the
they
uniform?
absolutely hate it. But you get paid well, so they put up with it.
So that was, would I have to wear the uniform?
Oh yes, definitely, yeah. There are only two
think I might-
uniforms you can wear in my employ. This one or nothing.
I think the second option's better than what they wear.
Maybe I will bring you into my employ. So, she's just looking you all up and down,
What
just
is-
very knowingly.
What is the nature of Selindor's relationship with this place anyway? I mean, okay, you're friends, but what's really going on?
Not much, really. Friendly relations. We find it in ourselves. Oh, please don't take this to heart, Bibu. Trust me, I've had it before. We don't like to harm the more primitive creatures of the forest. We let them do what they will.
But you
Of course,
sort
this
of
is common.
see yourself as a custodian of the forest.
Well, the forest is what it is. I feel like the forest itself is a custodian of us.
And you all just live harmoniously together.
No. We just feel no threat for these people. And they, in turn, enjoy the small little bits that we bring to them. For instance, we brought tea to this little village. And she winks at all of you. She winks so generally that you can tell this is some fun trick she's played on Bibu.
It's delicious.
That's how the tea thing started.
Yes, indeed. It is quite the delectable treat of high class, isn't it, right, Bibu? Oh, yes, I enjoy it thoroughly. Yes.
Should try caviar next.
Oh, yes. Let's do caviar next. And she's sort of, you can see her mind just like, what do we do to them?
I was going to say
I'm mad.
something, but I'm not.
Caviar's
because-
actually tea.
It's just, yeah, seems good. Seems good. I might find that some sort of like weird. Because they think fish are pets, so caviar might be like weird for them.
It doesn't have to be real caviar.
Anyways, well, fine. I see you're going to continue to play coy to the end. But should you need my help, let me know. I've taken an interest in you and your little group. She says pointedly at Seti.
Hmm.
So, let me know, dear. Should you have any desires?
Well, not to get anybody's head chopped off tomorrow would be a great start.
Don't worry, none of you are going to get your head chopped off.
Pretty much all I want out of the day.
Well, I imagine you'll take care of it all yourselves. You're a very capable group. But if you continue to play coy, all I can promise you is that you won't be killed.
I think you already know what's going on.
Oh, well.
Our better question would be, what do you think is going on?
Well, based on what your little friend Greed said in his mind, when he refused to admit at first that he was even a tiefling, I believe that you're all looking for some sort of change of the status quo. She says in common, and Bibu says, "I'm not familiar with that one." Oh, dear, it's a thing that only peasants understand. You don't need to worry yourself.
And if we are?
Again, I've offered my help multiple times.
We don't want a bloody revolution. We don't want harm to befall innocents.
Well, of course, if Bibu or Gigi were harmed in any way, then I'd take care of all of you myself for the trouble you've caused.
It won't happen. But
I find these two to be quite my favorite, she says in Elven.
I'm gonna switch to Sylvan. And just yes, what's not to love.
Exactly,
But
she says back.
they're
I'm
really
gonna switch to Draconic and just be like, "You understand this shit?" Dude, mostly to Ari.
uh,
Orin will just kind of look back and like,
It's not my primary language, she says.
but I will just continue in Sylvan. Just kind of ignoring their little exchange.
No, but she turns and she says, yes, but it's not my favorite. She goes back. It's like
As I said, we don't want anybody to get hurt who doesn't deserve it, but there will be a reckoning. And we
Of
want
course.
freedom for all the people
bit.
here.
Are you saying all this in Sylvan?
Yes.
Yeah, she responds in Sylvan and she says, of course. But I warn you to look out for the prime, what do they call him, Ribbiter? He's much more of a threat than his Grung ship, as you
Duly
might have been
noted.
able to tell. Well,
I know what you are and the kind of things your people are known for. And I don't know that any of us should ever trust you, or even that these two women here should trust you, knowing what you're capable of and what your people do. But as long as help is on the table for what we want to accomplish here and the improvements to these people's lives we want to make, maybe we could work together.
I hope so. I find you quite intriguing, half-breed.
Seti will stand up and do another one of her elaborate bows to the queen especially, but also with a nod to the red lady. Always a pleasure to be in your company.
Always a pleasure to hear people talk in strange tongues I've never heard before.
Isn't it pretty? It's just I love to sing it. It's never
Yes,
get to
you'll
practice.
have to come have a little sing just for me. Of course, bring
would-
Roxy.
I will love that. We will love that. Yes.
Yes.
Good evening.
Please.
So
I
sorry
would very
for
much like to have that. Gigi, you'll come as well. Yes, of course. I would love to hear this singing. And I would love to hear more about Roxy. I've been told quite a lot about you. You have apparently very radical ideas.
Is love radical?
Sorry, love? Well, no. It's just very interesting ideas. Very interesting ideas. Trust me, you'll have to hear her out sometime, but now's not the time.
Good evening. And again, thank you so much for the party, Red Lady. It has been fantastic. And
It's been my pleasure to have you. I wish that it didn't get quite so sour in the middle. But again, I'll take care of the children. They shall be returned to me at the end of the party. It's best that you all return to your stockade on your own.
yes,
They'll be a bit rough on their own later.
that will be our next stop.
Okay, well. I don't know what all you were talking about with Lady Hyacinth. Nothing. Well, I don't believe you for a second, but I come to like all of you very much. So please don't get into too much trouble. There's only so much I can get you out of.
Appreciated. Duly noted. We shall try our best to cause any more stirs.
Okay. Well, have a good evening.
I'll like hold out my arm for Brapsy.
I'll take her arm.
And
And you
lead
see
the
the
way.
Wait, which one made the face?
Gigi.
The queen.
And then as you guys begin to head up, you hear Gigi say, wake up, my gods! So, what do you guys want to do for the rest of the evening?
I
I
think
think we should take our leave and just head back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys just head back to wherever you're going. And as you leave the party, we will go ahead and take our break. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. There's something I'd like to state before we go to break, and that is just to remind all of you that these characters are mostly frogs. All right, cool. So we'll see you guys in just a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. If you missed the first half, again, you didn't miss anything. But I'll say this. What was that face for, babe?
How dare you imply that our roleplay was like not good?
I wasn't saying it wasn't good. I was just
And
saying
that
nothing
our
happened.
game is. Hey, things happened, alright? Things happened.
Recap.
I got antagonistic with Lady Hyacinth and learned some things.
I smoked the hookah.
Oren said
King
something
got all
really nice,
butthurt
like it
'cause
was
we
worth
beat
it.
up his best fighters.
Oren said it was worth it to be enslaved to have good friends. Which
Oh,
is
I
like.
think you're reading into that a little much. Anyways, so you guys, because he's not actually enslaved, he's barely putting up. He's going to the prince's chambers and eating.
Okay, it
fine
is worth
food
it to be minorly inconvenienced to have friends.
to have friends. He's willing to be minorly inconvenienced, going to the palace, sitting down, playing chess, and eating fucking fine food.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough.
All
Anyway.
right, so you guys have left the Red Lady's tree and are welcome to go wherever it is you want. Currently not being escorted because you left early.
I think basically just go back to our hovel and maybe have a little chat quietly where nobody can hear.
Okay, so as you guys are heading back, you hear
You're
Greed
welcome.
meets up with you, and he says, I think it's probably best if we head a little bit beyond our place that we're meant to be heading to tonight, because we're going to be in the stockade, remember?
Right.
I don't know how we were able to even get away without them following us. That's insanity to me. Obviously, they're all
We
drunk.
walked.
Yes, I know, but we're supposed to be escorted to the stockade. I don't know what's happening. Point is, we might want to take this chance to have a conversation with the Black Croak. What's his name?
Yeah,
Is that it? Black Croak?
that's a good idea,
Smudge.
yes. So, I mean, I don't know how to find him.
I do not know what you are talking about, but I am still a frog.
Can you take that ring off?
Well, yeah, make sure nobody's looking first. Are we?
I can take off the ring, and he turns back into himself, like right there in the middle of the street. He's like, "Oh my god! Oh, it feels so good to be tall again.
Okay, but
Oh my god!"
people still don't know you're here, right? So, like, we still don't want you to get seen. Because you don't have to go to this stockade. They don't even know you were there.
It is fine. I will simply pretend to be a tree, and they are totally cool with it. I did it on the way here. It worked so good.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah, no,
But
it
you know,
was
I was thinking,
super
like,
easy.
worst
Frogs.
case scenario. I don't know how much the two of you can carry, but you can both fly, and maybe, you know, you could grab the kids and just get out and take
I
them to
cannot
safety.
fly.
Not you, Grim.
Oh. But who is going to carry Grim?
Well,
No one's going to carry Grim.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck. I do not want to go into the woods again. It is like a really badass trip in there.
okay, so here's the thing, guys. I mean, you guys all notice that when you're around Lady Hyacinth, you can smell flowers, right?
No, my nose has been very stopped up since I was in the forest.
So that's like,
I had it noticed.
well, it was like, I mean, you know, some of these highborn ladies wear like way too much perfume and it like knocks you right on your ass when they walk by, but I don't think that's what this is. She is a fae person, and they do charms and enchantments and they lie, and they are, I don't know, I don't think we can trust her.
I know, but that had a kick.
Yeah, and I think are you? Maybe we should check. Like, are you still a Mitnir? Are you under a spell? How many fingers am I holding up?
2.
I don't know
Minier's
how to
just like,
check for charms,
I'm
but
still.
yeah, like I mean, I don't know that she doesn't have the Red Lady and the Queen under some kind of spell or charm, and maybe she has to be getting something out of all of this, even if it's just a good laugh. Like, I don't know that we can trust her.
Would Oren know anything about how charms work?
I don't think so. I mean, you can make me a Arcana check, but I don't think he's really run into that kind of shit.
I was
I
gonna
can
say, I
do
think
some
I
charms.
might,
I
but
just
not like. I wouldn't necessarily know how to identify it.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, if it was
With
more
my-
religion based, he might, but it's not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's definitely
I know.
not religious based. Would you roll?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, you just decided not to roll?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, he doesn't know anything about it really. It's not something that is commonly done by clerics or anything. You know.
Yeah.
What was Kita say?
So my Arcana check earlier, I could tell that she wasn't using like charm person, but she had something going on with herself.
As far as you could tell, you couldn't tell specifically that she wasn't, but as far as you could tell, she
Okay.
wasn't working any juju on them, as far as you could tell. And also, you could tell, however, that there was some sort of something going on with her.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure exactly what it was, but she definitely had some sort of magic going on.
Yeah, I'll convey that now that we can.
Do it in character.
I don't think that she was using charm person or some kind of spell like that on Bibu or the Queen. But I did sense something coming from her that I couldn't place.
Like some kind of magic aura, or
Maybe?
interesting. I mean, like I said, Fae are tricky, all right? They like to play pranks.
Yeah.
They like to collect things and people, and I don't know. It's just I just thought everybody should know what could be going on here, so that we're all on the same page. And
She could be a valuable ally, but she could also land us in trouble.
yeah, and I mean, even if she gave us everything we ever wanted, there would certainly be some kind of twist.
Perhaps.
They're like, you know that story about like there's a djinn and a guy makes a wish, but then when he gets his wish granted, it's not what he thought it would be, and it's actually like really bad. I don't know, it's a kid's story, it's been a long time, but I think that's kind of how deals with the Fae work. I read a lot of books about Fae and Sylvan and stuff. I really wish I could go to the library right now.
Yeah, in my experience, that's how most deals work.
In my experience, when you have gin, you think you are going to have very good alcohol, but then it turns out to be very bad.
Right. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Grim. You wish
It is very
you
bad.
wish for good alcohol, and then you get the bad alcohol.
I think it is probably very bad to continuously mislead Grim when he goes down a bad path. It's only going to make it harder for him to
But
learn in the future.
He's not wrong on that one.
No, you're right. He's not. I kind of like Jin though.
He's really not bad. In little.
Right. As I was saying though, would you all like to?
Yes, I
Go
assume we're
see-
walking and talking. Just if anybody
Yes, I mean,
who
well,
knows
you guys
where
are
we
kind
need
of
to
like
go.
getting close. You can insight. Within sight is the longhouse, and not far from the longhouse is where you guys get locked up again. So,
Oh, fun.
so it's up to you. Like past the longhouse and into the swamp, assuming you guys can remember how to get there. Which so far, Greed's the only one who's tried to return there, and he had a really rough time with it. Is the meeting place that you had?
Isn't he the only one that's been to the meeting place?
Yes. Well, no, you. I think
No,
Arn
'cause-
went with him the first time
I
because
was
they
like, I don't-
followed,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Arn and Greed went there the first time. So you can make me a survival check if you want to try to remember where it was.
Okay. 19.
19. If you want to lead the way, you're pretty confident you know how to get there.
Greed's over
Sure.
here like, I think it was I don't know. Arn's like,
Yeah, okay, so as you guys hit the edge of the swamp, Greed's like, look, like, I think I more or less know where to go, but you need to be aware it's very easy to get lost in these woods. And you guys are already heading in. The swamp does these things, and it lies, and the mist will rise, and you will see things that will test the very nature of your being, that will bring you to the precipice of madness. And then Arn says, "We're there."
So yeah, we're here.
But only if you're brave enough to venture off.
that's a very good start to a story, Greed. I think you should work with that.
Yes.
Good thing we're
So you guys are just sort of
Armed.
standing there on the base of this really large tree that sits on the outskirts of the village. And you're there for like maybe 30 seconds now. And so far you don't see or hear anything.
Should I fire off a signal, or do you think someone in the village might notice?
Well, none of the ones at the party will notice. That's for sure.
I'm pretty sure these frogs are very stupid, so you can get away with a lot.
if he's within 120 feet, I can contact him with a message. Well, I can fire one off and see if he's in that direction.
Orin will just put his hand out, facing up towards the sky, and fire a radiant bolt into the sky.
Okay, so you into the sky and just sort of like a firework, sort of fizzles out. 30 seconds pass, a minute passes, and then you guys see, looking up towards where the light had streaked away, Greed looks up and says, "Oh, he's here." And you guys see standing on a limb, like silhouetted by the moon, just a billowing cloak silhouette of the Grung standing up at the top. And then he just sort of does a backflip off and just, and then like almost silently lands right in front of you and goes,
How was the party?
You were there.
Could have been better, probably.
Not bad. I didn't think you noticed me.
I didn't. The elf lady did.
Elf Lady Hyacinth. She was there?
Yeah, she said you were
Yes.
hiding in the shadows.
Sorry. She does a thing. It's hard for me to see her.
Hmm.
Damn it. If she's here, things have gotten more complicated.
I'm gonna wave my hands in front of his eyes.
Complicated
Yes,
how?
I'm not blind.
What's going on with Lady Hyacinth and this place?
She's from Selindor.
Uh-huh.
They're a little bit beyond the grung of this village.
Yeah.
Tell us something we don't know.
Well, it's just she likes to play games. I don't think you've noticed, but she's sort of toying with the Red Lady
Uh-huh.
and even the Queen.
Uh-huh. Throwing how? Like,
Well, she showed up one day and suddenly they were like best friends.
she and the Grung or the two Grung women?
Well, I mean, like all of them. They're just like, I don't know. They're like all best friends, and even the king is scared of her.
Okay, so yes, she's very powerful. I know what she is. I don't know really who she is, but I know what she is.
Yeah,
And
elves can be scary. Now, the point is, what did you all learn? Did you make any progress?
Well,
I got offered a job.
the prince got upset, but then I think we smoothed it over, so I think he still likes us a bit. Something happened with we beat the one that Grid was working with and the field marshal.
Both of them, yes.
But we Miss Near made a friend, right? As when you were the red.
Well, don't worry about the prince. I think Orvalis can take care of smoothing that over.
So here's the thing, like what if, well, could you get a message to Lady Hyacinth? I guess I could if I got within 120 feet of her. But I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to do that tonight.
Again, it's not my ideal. But if she's still within the town, I can get to her.
Here's the thing. So we can try to do this, you know, getting people to kind of change their minds and stuff. I think the king has to go no matter what, though, because he's not going to change his mind. Do we want to assassinate the king? Or do we want to try a social experiment? Because maybe Lady Hyacinth could pull off a trick that I think would be really cool, but I don't have the power to do. And that is, what if one day, maybe tomorrow, all of the Grung woke up as the same color? It would upset everything. Nobody would know where they stood anymore. They would all be on the same place.
I don't know. It could be rough. Could be dangerous.
It could. But isn't everything we're doing dangerous? Change is dangerous.
Would this be a permanent change?
I think if we wanted a permanent change, maybe it should be, but I don't know what's possible. I know that Lady Hyacinth like playing games, and this would be one hell of a prank. So maybe she would love it and be able to pull it off. But I think maybe it could... I don't know. Yeah, yes, there might be riots, there might be blood. But how else do we get them to see that they're not different?
I haven't thought about this because honestly it was way beyond the realm of possibility. But if it's possible, I mean, it would be a good step. I don't know how permanent it would be. They might just find something else to make one superior to the other.
Maybe.
I mean, they've done it as arbitrarily as they have with the color of their skin. Maybe they could pull it off with something else entirely now.
What if it was simply a reversal? Everybody who is gold woke up green, and everybody who is green woke up gold.
I think that would lead to this thing.
That would be the bloodbath.
Pretty sure there's way more greens than golds.
Exactly.
There'd be a whole lot of gold grung running around.
Yeah.
There's only like 4 or 5 gold ones right now, or something like that.
Look.
What if they were all multicolored?
I'm not gonna
Oh my
lie.
god, the rainbow grung, guys. We have to do this.
All right, hold your horses. Look. Let's be real here. I don't know about this kind of magic in general, and I don't know what kind of result would come from it. But I kind of trust you guys. If you think it's the best way to go, I'm on board.
Well, you're the one who's been here longer. If the king was assassinated and that was it, that was only the only blood that was spilled. The prince would ascend, right? And maybe make things different. But what if surely there would be resistance from the upper ranks. People wouldn't want to change.
The biggest difficulty with all of this would be, even if we killed the king, the prince was set to ascend to the throne. He couldn't get there without a fight.
Well, we could make one of us
All
look
of
like...
the gold grung are allowed the privilege of challenging a rising grung.
Oh.
He's not a fighter.
No.
We could make one of us look like him and take his place to win the spot, but then he would have to hold it. And I don't know if anybody would believe that.
And he couldn't hit it.
It's one thing if the king dies by natural causes, and the prince has had time to prove himself. But if we kill him, it will cause dissension in the ranks.
I mean, what if it looked like natural causes?
I don't do natural causes. He holds a blade.
What if we just
That's my
magic the
poison
king?
dagger. Just poison him.
What if we just
Yeah, because that works
magic
on Grungs.
the king into a green grung permanently? He can't be the king if he's green.
But I mean, on the other hand, we want them to know that, like, the best leader should be king even if they are green, right? Like,
That was my ideal. Is that I don't want people to have to change. I don't want the Grungs to lose their sense of self. I just want it to not matter anymore. But look, I come from this place. I've never seen the outside world. I don't know how it works for all of you.
we vote badly.
In my case, whoever wins the fight.
Well, look. I came here prepared today. I was marking targets while we were there. If there's assassination targets, I'm more than happy to spend this night with the rest of you, killing as many of those fuckers as we can. And we can start the revolution tomorrow. That said, I don't know what kind of leeway you've made with the rest. I don't want all of my people to die.
We don't either. I'd rather nobody had to die. What do you
Well,
all think? I mean,
There are some I wish would.
if we could, I mean, okay, yes, Sam.
I feel like at this point we have support from quite a few people.
I think the fighters would support us, generally speaking, because
There's a lot of green grung that like us a lot.
Well, look.
and
I
we meet
think
the best.
Songba and the general would be on our side at this
Well,
point.
at least maybe not on our side, but not necessarily against us.
The question
From
is,
what I
do they
heard in
want
the
to
end
be
there,
in
At
charge?
the end of your fight, you're all going into the stockades today.
If
like
the
any
two
minute
that
now.
lost are going to be reprimanded for losing, I think they would be more on our side.
Like I said, I think you've done a good job bringing in Sungba and Braga. But again, you have to inform them of revolution. Just because they like you doesn't mean that revolution
Yeah, that's
sort
the
of.
thing is, like, how far would their support go and their sympathy?
How many
Like, do
people have you
they-
broached the subject of reform with?
Not enough.
Well, the head crafter Grung doesn't seem neither really for nor against.
Okay, that's one Grung. How many more
Well,
have you talked to?
The
I've been
Pond Mother
busy.
didn't really, like, she kind of seemed happy where she is. But that's it, I don't
Look.
know. At the end of the day, we don't know where all these people stand. We can't read their thoughts.
Well, we know the prince is on board. Pretty sure the red lady is on board.
As long as we don't cause too much
Gromley would
upset.
probably be on board.
Gromley would
I
do
mean, that's
anything.
that's
If he's
not
not
bad.
dead.
That's not a bad start. But look, revolution takes time.
It's just I don't know how much time we have. We need to, you know. Oh, there's other people that were being poisoned every day, like. And the green, like the green gong that died up there for the Pinata game, like.
If you think that it's time for the revolution, we can try. But we only get one shot at it.
Well, we're having another event tomorrow.
Well, they want us to fight each other, and then.
All the top brass should be there.
I mean, I do think it would be really fun to spar. Like, I've never I think that would be really fun. But also, like,
Look, I'm not very keen on fighting any of you. No offense, but
Oh, I mean, shit, one of your blasty things would probably rip me in half, but.
Hey, magic's not fair in a fight.
yeah, well, there's lots of options there. I'm not certain that I would lose by any
No,
stretch.
I
just think it is an unnecessary thing for us to weaken one another before.
Oh no,
I'm sure that
absolutely. We do not. Basically, we need to do everything we can to avoid having to fight each other tomorrow, right? Because who knows what they will want to do with the losers. I mean, we've got
But-
promises that they will try to
You know
save
we're
us,
going to
but
be in the same place.
If nothing else, spread the word and get every Grung there.
Look, it's possible that they all will be, but my main concern, again, as he was saying, was if we could stir up evolution, I think we have to do everything we can tonight.
so we
I
need to
feel
get
like
rid of
The
the
fight would
biggest.
be the good time to let it all go.
Well,
We don't have to fight each other, but we will be unshackled and weaponed up.
You think it would be a good time? I could potentially get the rest of your weapons back to you. But does that make it enough?
okay, here's an idea. Okay, yes. So it all goes down at the fight tomorrow. We're scheduled to fight each other for the privilege of being in the honor guard or whatever. There are a lot of important people there to watch. Maybe a lot of green ground there to watch as well. It's a sporting event. Everybody comes out to see what happens.
Well, after
I-
our win today, I'm pretty sure there will be quite a crowd tomorrow.
We could try to make some kind of speech, like a plea or just some sort of call to I don't know. I mean, yeah, they might just shoot down whoever tries to incite the revolution, right? But just kind of let people know that, like, hey, Green Grung out there, you deserve better, whatever. And then we ask them to turn on each other, basically, to take down.
I'm not certain that will work. I spent a lot of time talking to the people that are actually respected, Sungba and Bragag. And what I have found so far is that they listen to strength. That seems to be the truth of the matter. They listen to strength, and yet they're all beholden to this system that is based on nothing but a superficial.
Well, that's the thing. So we are in trouble in the first place because we were the best fighters. So we have strength, and we need.
Yes, and I think that will go a long way. But that said, I think we might have some issues trying to organize anything. I think if we just came out and said you deserve better, they won't listen.
Well, no, I mean, look, I haven't had much
I
time
think
to think about
we
the
need
speech
to
yet.
have a plan that is solid and has deep roots, and we already have had something done, something that says we are here and we're gonna win one way or another, and then see if they accept it. I don't know.
I was trying to think of just maybe like if we took sort of a non-violent stance at first and kind of made them look themselves in the face about like
What the fuck are we talking about? It
I
has
think
been like
that wouldn't
10
work.
minutes of us talking about all sorts of shit. What the fuck is happening?
Grimmy the
I
mushroom.
just showed up.
So that guy asked us to help after we got put in a cage to change the village.
What is wrong with the village? They are fucking frogs. Let's go.
They have all our stuff. I want all my stuff back.
We can get more stuff. We are very capable
Is it
warriors.
all of those statues we found and like all of
This
the money
coming
we
from the
made?
guy who has all his stuffs.
Yes, because I did not get captured because I am smart, Grim, and you are
You know,
dumb.
remember the rest of those stones that we found?
The shiny rocks.
They have those.
The artifacts worth
All right, look, we're wasting
thousands of gold.
valuable time before we have to get back to the stockades. So
I think we can't waste time trying to talk. I think when the fight begins, all of
that's
us
the thing, though,
that
is
can
who are we fighting?
attack from a distance
Attack.
takes a shot at the king.
I think it's a little overt. I think maybe we, like, I just kind of want to say, like, we walk out there, we lay down our weapons, and we say, look, we are all friends, and we are not going to hurt each other because that's not what friends do to friends. And this society has seen enough needless suffering and blood, and
All right,
each and
so you
every
guys-
one of you deserves better. And you know
That's
what's
so much talking. You think they're going to listen to that?
You guys watch as you feel like
I
a sort
don't
of
think
chill,
the king
like,
will
breeze
change his
run
mind.
over you, and you see like staring off over the swamp, like 5 feet away from you, is the black croak, and his cloak billows to the point in which it catches your attention, and he just says, "Too much talking can't be the answer.
One thing is certain. The Grung that leaves this village must die. And I think it should be tonight. Look, you all, I saw you turn into Grung. What if, as our opening gambit, we killed him,
Took his
and one
place.
of you took his place?
Who thinks they can be the best king?
Do we have that capability?
We have 3 rings, 4 as a piece. It's 12 hours we could spend as the king.
I thought those were just one-time use.
They are once per
Once a
day.
Oh. I don't know how we would be able to kill him tonight, though.
I need to rest before I can do anything.
Trust me.
If you can get it done, then one of us can take the king's place, and we will try to make.
There is only one of us that could possibly do that. And unfortunately, that's Grim.
Grim will totally kill the king. I have no problems with this.
Well, no.
Because if any of us are missing, they'll know something's up.
At the end of the day, he is a fucking frog. So
Well,
let's just fucking kill him.
Unless the Black Croaker wants to play the king. None of us can really do it. If we're missing, they'll know something's going on.
yeah, I mean, I can disguise myself as somebody else, but that doesn't really help because then I will be missing.
Yep. Where's Seti? Anyone
Look.
seen Seti? And then they'll be searching around and
I can't.
You all make your decision.
I think
One
maybe
way or another, the king's gonna die. That's my only request. I want to put my blade 6 inches deep in his spinal column.
Okay.
But look, if you think you can make it through tomorrow, we could do it another night. But it's got to go down.
well, I mean, I was just thinking at the start of our fight tomorrow, we just all take a shot at the king
Well,
instead of each other.
I just
However
all
you
the,
wanna
I
play it.
mean, wouldn't all of the upper, ground just immediately kill us?
Who knows?
What a fight that would be.
If the king dies from the attack, then they might just not be sure what to do.
I think a lot of them are well trained enough. They would, because we're not Grung. We can't.
Yes, but we defeated their greatest warriors. You think they're just going to start rushing in, wanting to die? Do they love their king that much?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Mm.
The king treats them all like shit.
Maybe before a surprise attack, we should at least ask why they all follow the shortest, weakest one of them all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just a little bit of talking, something to give them an idea and let them know why we are doing what we are doing. Just a little something. Really hit home. I like that one.
Because if we just kill him, normally that just starts a fight. I know that from experience too.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can't really relate that to this. This king is horrible. He treats everyone like they're nothing.
But I've been hired in plenty of fights where we killed someone and then someone else wanted to fight because we killed who was in charge, a bad person, good person. Didn't
Sure,
matter.
but why would any of them care about this king?
Because he's their king and we're outsiders.
Yes, it wasn't like he was elected.
But
He
that's
was
the whole
appointed king because of
point.
his color.
Yeah, but
Right.
all of them revere colors. It's just ingrained and it's stupid and we need to change.
Even just like his guards, right? A sense of duty doing their job.
But if the king is dead, what is their job at that point?
If you were all to revolt and kill the king, I have no doubt that the other Grung would attack you immediately.
Like, I think it's better if we get somebody else to do it. Like another Grung. Or if it happens
Trust
in
me.
secret.
I would love to kill him. I'm not sure how effective I would be in broad daylight in front of the public. Again, I'm more of a clean kill kind of guy. But if that's what you all think is right, I've never thrown a coup before.
I still
I
like
think
the
it's best to
plan.
just tear the bandage, as they would say.
I like it better if you kill him tonight and then one of us takes his place. And yes, they don't know Grim is here. And I mean, Grim, do you have any good spells where you could look like somebody else, or?
I do not have a spell that can turn me into a frog.
No, not a frog, but could you?
I'm
could you...
very tall. I can do maybe one that can make me like a foot shorter, but I am 7 feet tall.
Is anybody 6 feet tall? I'm like 5'8".
You would need to be like 3 feet
Who
tall.
the fuck am I supposed to
naturally.
pretend to be?
Well,
He's only
anybody.
like 2.5 feet tall.
Could you pull off looking like one of us, like the next tallest person? Could you look like one of us, and then that person could wear the ring and be the ground? No offense, Grim, you're not a very good talker, so maybe you as
Your
the king.
eyes go wide, just like, uh-oh.
That's a good question. Let me go look at his character sheet.
Because he has Mask of Many Faces or something, right? Like he has.
I think he's got Furbolg magic.
Yeah.
Lets you change your shape.
Yeah,
Mask of Many Faces, basic kind of transformation.
I think so.
Just
Yeah,
got
but
itself.
unfortunately, I don't think he can change his height very much.
I think it's 5 foot. Features and traits. Furbolg magic. He can disguise himself once per short rest.
For how long?
I think it's an hour. It's just regular disguise self. So it's an hour, and he can change his foot or his appearance by 1 foot up or down. That's it.
So he could be like 6 feet tall.
He could make himself slightly shorter.
I mean, that's 4 inches shorter than Seti is, or taller. But like, I mean, that's a lot, but like, could be worse.
I will do whatever you think is right. I don't know for sure
But
what
it's only
we're
an
doing.
hour, so there would be a Seti here for an hour, and then Seti would turn into a Furbolg. We'd have to time it like perfectly.
I mean, if that is your
Is anybody
plan.
taller than Seti but shorter than?
I'm pretty sure me.
Yeah. Do you? How tall is Mittenir, and does he want to be king for 12 hours?
Wait.
How tall is the king?
2.5 feet.
2.5 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm
So
I'm
short.
7 feet.
So I'm 2 feet off of him.
Okay, so Grim could pretend to be Mittenir, and the Mittenir could be the king.
Okay, why the fuck am I pretending to be Mittenir?
Because nobody knows you're here, and we need them to think Mittenir is still here.
But I don't understand what purpose is that going to serve if there are 2 Mitteners.
There aren't. He will be the king.
Yeah, he'll be the king. The
I am
king.
so
Why are we
confused.
arguing with an NPC?
What the fuck is happening? What are we doing? I don't get it. Why is there a revolution? It's fucking frogs. And then second point, why am I going to be Mittenir when Mittenir is Mittenir?
Jeez. You did kind of really help us out back there, but maybe maybe you
Shit,
should.
I went back into the fucking forest. I am so confused right now. I don't even know what's happening.
I don't know how to explain it any more clearly.
It's clear as mud. Wait a second.
Oh shit. Well,
All right, here's the abridged version, Grim. These frog people enslave anyone that isn't a frog.
oh, greed
They're-
you can change. Well, but then there would be no greed. Damn it.
Their level of class is based off the color of their skin. The green ones are treated like shit. And then it goes, I think, blue, then purple, then red, orange, gold, I think is the order.
Yeah.
So if you're a color below any of the others, you are worth less.
And these aren't
That
frogs.
is
They have.
very stupid. Frogs are only worth what a frog is worth.
These are not
Which is
frogs,
not
okay?
very much.
They're bigger
But there are
and they have
hundreds of them here. We can't just fight our way out.
No, I do not want to fight the 100 frogs. That sounds like a really bad dream I had once.
It's several hundred, not just 100.
Holy shit, that is a lot of frogs. Are there even flies anywhere near this village? Oh my god.
Actually, starts looking around like,
You have not heard a cricket? You have not heard anything.
So, we're trying to start a revolution within the frog community
to try to make
get
them
rid
be
of their
better
corrupted
people.
leader and get a better
look.
sense of self-worth amongst each color.
Look, guys, I know I am just grim, but I can totally be a king if you want. What
Well-
will have a very hard time being is a dragon.
Here's the thing, though. You've been around Mitnir. You kind of know how he is, so you can imitate his...
I have probably spent as much time with Mitnir as I have with the king.
You've only seen the king once. We've seen him many times now.
I mean, he just seems like a very short asshole.
Sure. Pretty much.
But, you know, whatever you all think is best, I will roll with.
Look, Graydon, it's not that we don't trust you. It's just that... No, we don't trust you very much to accomplish this goal. Like, we trust you moderately as an individual, just not so much.
We've been here longer and we better understand what's going on. And there's
Oh,
only
great.
so...
We have slavery seniority here. Great. Awesome. Fantastic.
Oh, boy. Can we just...
We just have more invested. That's all.
Look,
Grim,
all
look,
this arguing
can
is
you-
making me lose faith in all of you.
Can you trust us just a little bit? If we ask you to look like Mitnir for an hour and pretend to be Mitnir, can you try that? Because
I
it's
can pretend to be Mitnir for an hour. I don't know what good it is going to do, but I can totally do it.
it's easier than pretending to be a king for 12 hours.
I mean, yes, by time standards it is, but I don't know what to do with the time between the hours before.
Well,
Like, what do I do before the
you will
hour?
be. And Mitnir, are you comfortable pretending to be the king? Do you feel like you could wake up in the royal palace and be like all kingly, so not to raise too much suspicion, but also like try to move things in a nicer direction and be like, you know what? Maybe we've been doing this all wrong. Maybe these people don't have to fight to the death to apologize. We should acknowledge their strength and all the strength of everybody who doesn't look like us.
Try.
Look,
What is
I
your
think you're
persuasion
all-
like?
I think you're all you've got a lot to think about. I have some scouting to do. Contact me whenever you figure out what your plan is.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'll find out how feasible it is to kill the king.
Well, if we're not in the barracks, well, I guess we'll be in the stockades later.
Fair enough.
I mean, I've got a 15 charisma with a +4 persuasion, so not horrible.
So you watch as he crouches down for a second. He says, "I wish you luck. I'm really looking forward to hearing your plan. I hope it doesn't suck." And then he just leaps out into the darkness above. For those of you who don't know, the Black Croak looks like a little superhero
How-
frog.
How is your deception? Because he might ask you to deceive people. I have a +6 in both. But I also have
My
been rolling shit
deception's
today.
great. Wink.
I totally believe you. Wow, that was such a good lie. Oh, I don't know, guys.
Well, should we head back to the barracks, or do we want to stay here a little longer and discuss things?
I don't.
Might as
Probably
well
can't be
head to the
gone too long, or they
Yeah.
might notice.
Yeah, I mean, Right.
Really, no matter what we try to do, if everyone else doesn't, at least kind of listen, it's gonna fail.
Yeah, I mean, they would kill us basically, no matter what.
I think the point
if they don't.
that the frog was trying to make is that perhaps if we actually broach the subject of revolution with them, we could gauge what was happening. But with the lack of time that we have, it might be difficult. What did you say about being able to maybe bring in Lady? What was the name?
Hyacinth. So if I mean,
Hi.
like I said, she's Fae. They like pranks and games and messing with people. So she might really love changing people's colors to see what would happen. But she
I mean,
did offer our help.
is there
or
anything
her help.
else that she might be able to help us with? I mean, we could do the color changing thing. I mean, that could be our plan. I'm not certain. This is a very difficult situation. I thought we'd have much more time. I've laid the groundwork with Bragog and Sungba and fuck, what was this boss's name?
But you haven't
So-
you haven't mentioned like changing the order of things. And
No, I was working my way up to it.
right, because the second you mention that, they can tell on you, and then you're.
There's only
beheaded.
one individual that I've spoken to openly about the chance for revolution. He was actually on board with it, assuming that I could bring Bragog into the fold. There's an individual, a purple Grung by the name of Grand Archivist Tulip. He basically said that were I able to get the field marshal on board, then the rest of the council for the military would follow, which would be a big swing. I think if there's somebody, especially from what I saw, it looked like maybe he was being locked up. So if we could
The field marshal
maybe contact him, if we could contact the field marshal tonight, maybe break him out. Maybe that would be good
Let's do it.
for getting.
Breaking out might be a bit much, but
Well-
we should go find him. Yes.
So I mean, yeah, if he's under guard and stuff, we don't want to.
But the point is that he has sway over the military, whereas Song Ba has sway over the Crown's Guard. I think those are our two biggest That's what I've been working on. It's those
Okay.
two factors. I don't know about the rest of you.
Maybe
You've been working with the
Red
common
Lady
folks.
and Grumly and the common folks,
Some hunter or something, and
Krabja and the hunters, and then just the
so maybe we
general-
could try contacting them tonight before tomorrow.
Okay, I'll take Krabja. Maybe because should we divide and conquer so we get more done in the
I
time
think
we
it's our
have?
best bet. I mean, I
So-
know that one of us should definitely take on this killing the king plan. I'm personally more concerned about the what was he? It's like prime minister, but something dumber.
The Riveter.
Grand Ribbiter.
Right, what the
Prime
fuck does that
Minister.
even mean?
I don't know,
Um,
but we were warned to look out for him. That he's even a
Does
bigger
sound
problem.
delicious.
I think if the king's going to die, the Riveter definitely needs to die. Maybe
Well, while
even
you
the
were
Riveter
all
before
up at
the
the
king.
top floor doing God knows what, I did notice that the prime ribbiter was whispering in the king's ear quite a lot,
Yeah.
which I hadn't paid much attention to until he seemed to turn the tide of what was happening at that battle. He definitely seems more intelligent than the king.
Right. So
Like he's the voice behind the voice.
okay.
And here I was hoping it was the queen. That's the more common thread.
Okay, so we need to get if the Black Croc is killing anybody tonight, do the Riveter first and then the king. And
Fair.
if only one of
We
those
replace the ribbiter with. Perhaps we could replace the ribbiter with Mitnia.
right, if only one of those people can get killed, then it should be the Riveter. And then the Riveter can be a voice of influence in a good way instead of a bad way if the king is still alive
So-
tomorrow.
So Greed. No, Greed. I'm Greed.
Good.
I hate pretending to be horrible characters. So Greed. Perhaps you could be Mitnia tonight. Maybe we just wrap you in a blanket since you don't know any of the frogs we're talking about. Right? You call them frogs only. Yes, Graham is totally cool with just hanging out and taking a nap. I can do this. So fair enough. We just wrap him in a blanket. And if anybody does bother you, you need to disguise yourself as Mitnia, and you can do that
Yes, but I do not want to because Mitnir is not as handsome as Grim.
Low growl.
You'll be fine, all right? There's nobody to notice. Okay, so oh, let's split up and go talk to the different people that we've been working on. Maybe groups of like 2, right? So Greed, you go after, not the field marshal, the other one, the court guard.
I can talk to Sessigat, my boss.
Okay, so you do that. I'll go find Krabja. I think I can do that alone. That's fine.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I think I have to be the one to go. I at least have to be involved in speaking to them because remember, when I spoke to them, it was as a red Grung of the Lululubs.
Right.
I should probably go with him.
Right.
Fair.
I was
So
going to
maybe
say
Mitnir.
definitely Mitnir with the field marshal.
So the 2 of us should go talk to Sungba and the field marshal,
Okay.
and then I could speak with Sessegrit afterwards, and maybe you could go for the assassination. This is all so complicated.
All right. Look, Auden, do you already have access to the palace because of your? Or we've just been? No, we've just been sent. Okay, never mind. So you and Mitnir and then some other person, take Grim or Auden or Brapsi, go do those 3, and then I, with whoever is left, will go to Krabja. And is there anybody else we need to talk to?
You could try talking to the pond mother again. I don't know.
I don't know if she, like, I mean, how much influence does she have? She takes care of the kids, obviously, but the kids aren't fighters. They're not going to.
Well, with the exception of hostages, if we had access to the pond mother and she was willing to, we'd have a lot of important hostages. That's the future of their whole village.
I don't want to take children hostage. I don't want to threaten their kids.
Fair enough.
What about the red lady?
Well, she doesn't really know exactly what's going on. She's back at the party. Okay, perhaps maybe you should do that. Just go tell the red lady, like, look.
And perhaps if you could get Lady Hyacinth on board as well. Is there any favor we would ask of Lady Hyacinth?
I've already told her that something is going down and that any help she can offer is welcome, but like...
But perhaps if we had something specific to ask.
Yeah, I mean, my best idea is the color one, and I think it's really good, but if nobody else agrees with me, then I'll take it off the table. Other
I
than
just
that,
don't know if that's possible.
I think if it is possible, she could do it.
There's hundreds of Grung.
I've never heard of any magic that could do such a thing.
Well, it doesn't have to be all of them. Like, if the gold ones stopped existing, if the, there's less of them and there's less... What's before gold? Orange.
Orange.
I feel like an orange would just take place. So
Or
I don't know.
just-
it's hard to say.
Just make Krabja gold all of a sudden, right?
I mean, I suppose Krabja could be cold and challenge the king. I mean, again, if the king died, I mean, if we could put Krabja in rule.
I don't know if he's the best part. I'd have to talk to him, right? Just lay it out there.
I suppose we split up now. We
Okay.
divide and conquer and do what we can before we're placed in the stockade.
And can you do your, like, talking in people's heads thing from a
You know what? You
distance?
said that she could do some crazy illusions or something, right?
Yeah.
This Lady Hyacinth.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Dropsy, what if you could get her to make it seem as though we were in the stockade? Give us the night to work.
Whoa. Maybe.
I will ask her about all of these things.
All right.
See what's
And-
within our powers.
What was Oren? What were you doing?
I don't know.
You want to? You can come with me. You can go with Props. Well, probably Props. You should go alone. You can come with me to see Krabja and maybe the Pond Mother, or you can accompany them. to the
Considering
general.
everyone else has a task to do, perhaps Oren, perhaps you could be the one to pose as the king. You already know the prince fairly well. You know the castle very well. Maybe you and
I do know my way around.
you and the Black Croak could be the ones that assassinate the king.
That's not a bad idea.
I think the only fear there is the Grand Ribbiter.
Yes. Primary target, the Grand Riveter. Do not forget.
Right, the Grand Riveter.
Prime Riveter.
Also, as far as I know, you're the only one capable of even signaling the Black Croak, who seems to have fucked off.
Yeah, him. I mean, I would not put it past him to just go ahead and kill the king. So we maybe need to get him.
Yes, he seemed very adamant about that, didn't he?
Okay, so I wonder what his like. I mean, we should really find out more about who we're working with here. But too late now. Okay,
Yeah, it's a bit
do we
late.
all know what we're doing?
Graham is taking a nap.
Yes, good, perfect. Good luck, everybody. I guess this is it.
Perhaps
going
I
to go
should
find
go
Krumja.
and chat with the prince.
So I can't get over the fact that Graham is taking a nap.
You're waiting. Get
I
him out
guess
of the
I
way.
will escort Bropsy back to the party, and while there, I'll talk to the prince.
All right. You guys can discuss with yourselves who you want, which person you want to handle first, or you can do it by voluntary basis, and we'll just kind of go with it.
Yeah, anybody want to go first?
Doesn't matter to me.
I will if there's no other immediate takers.
Doesn't matter to me. Whoever, whatever.
Whatever makes sense. I'll lead everyone back to the village, though.
Okay, so you guys return back to the village. As you do, it does seem like there are some guards at the longhouse, and they're kind of like going back and forth between the longhouse and the stockade. It's not even. I'm not gonna make a roll. You can tell they're looking for you, and they're just like, "Where the fuck are these guys?"
All right, so we give them a wide berth.
Okay,
I'm gonna
I'll
go
need you all to make stealth checks.
stealth checks.
Wait,
We're
who
gonna
are we
do,
avoiding?
We're gonna do average stealth checks, group stealth check.
Oh boy, don't let me down, guys.
Hmm.
22 for
Uh,
me.
So,
22?
so what are we avoiding?
The guards that are
13.
looking
The
for
guards
us.
that are looking for you,
to
that are
put
in the
us
stockade.
stockades.
Oh.
Mithnir, come on.
I'm a big blue dragon.
Damn, we really made pass without a trace.
There you go. 21. That'll make up for that little.
I don't know if any of them have pass without a
I think
trace.
druids can get it. I don't know what level.
I think
it
they
is.
can't. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if any of them have it
I
right
think
now.
it's a druid.
Wait,
Whatever.
pass without trace? Wait, do I have that? Hold on, let me look.
So,
That might be a thing.
Earlier, I was looking up charm person to see if a cleric could learn to do that because I
They can,
really wanted
yes.
to make a charm cleric.
They can, in fact, learn it. Yes.
Well, you have to multi-class.
Yeah.
Trickster domain can do it.
Yeah. But that's
Well, but that's a little different.
yeah.
Like actual charm person.
It
I have
depends on
pass
your
without
domain.
trace. I have that.
You have pass without trace.
I have pass without trace.
Can you cast it before we do our self
Cast it.
Oh, okay.
You can.
You
You can cast
have
it.
the
So
slots.
everybody has to stay within 30 feet of you.
I don't see it in roll 20. I don't know what it actually
Just-
means.
Just do it and look it up in DV. Yeah.
You just
You
add
shouldn't
plus
have to roll
10 to
anything.
your stealth roll. You don't have to
I'm gonna
roll.
copy
anything
paste
for
it here so you guys
But yeah,
can see it.
classes wise, it's bard, druid, sorcerer, warlock, wizard.
Yeah. So we stay within 30 feet of you, and we all get plus 10 to our stealth rolls.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it. So Mitnir got
Okay,
a
so
17.
10 to whatever you roll.
We have a 31. We have a 23. We have a 33. 32.
Okay, so what I'm getting here is like an average of 20 plus. All right, so as you guys begin to make your way there, you hear Bropsy begin whispering under her breath something, and as you do, you feel like there's like darkness, sort of like as if somebody just flipped the dimmer switch, and even the moonlight itself seemed to like fall away. And as you guys travel, it seems like the shadows seem to form around you. And for a moment, like even though you didn't even feel like you were being all that stealthy, especially Mitnir,
Splash, splash, splash.
you feel as if the noise beneath your feet becomes more silent. And as you travel, along, Bropsy continues muttering, and you guys pass completely unnoticed. Some might say without a trace.
Nice.
I'm just going to say this to be that guy, but I'm
Mhm.
going to assume Seti disabled the shackles again.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't think she has done that yet.
Can Can we say I do that before?
I mean, you'd have to do that before I cast magic, so
That's true. That's true. All right, so I would say that she starts. You can see him in the distance, and she starts to cast magic. I do need you to roll for each individual one
Okay.
because
You
depending on
only
how
need
bad
to
you
do
roll,
So-
you and Bropsy.
Yeah,
Yes.
so this is
You
Bropsy.
Bropsy
I've already
and
done
Greed.
mine, right?
you,
'Cause-
Bopsy, Greed, and Grim.
Okay, so Bropsy's a 20.
cool.
Greed's a
How many
20.
damage?
I could also
Also,
guidance
Grim
her.
is a 16.
Okay.
16. All right, so you do harm the null worm that is on.
What,
Grim.
what if I guidance for each of them? What if guidance was added for that one? Because I said
You
it.
can use guidance if you want.
All right. What is
For,
that?
for the last
A
one.
D4?
Greeds.
I believe so.
Okay, so it's a 20.
So it's a 20. So once again, all of the worms are tickled
Just
away.
give him a little tickle.
Instead of
Tickle
harmed
the worms.
and mutilated, you easily tickled them right off.
Nice.
I think she already did hers at the party too, though. So
She did.
Yeah, I
She
did.
did. She did it to show off for Lady Hyacinth.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys now have free reign. So I believe that we agreed that Seti, you are going first.
Sure.
You're in pursuit of
Krebja.
Krebja. Are you going by yourself?
I guess so, yeah. That's fine.
I have to remember that one for the future. Yeah.
The stealth song?
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be singing it and get caught. He's just going to be like, still, stuff. Oh, fuck. I gotta
Things that
stop
I've already
singing.
got when they go, "What are you doing?" You can't see me.
Yeah.
Who can see me? I
It's like
sing
that
stealth,
scene
bitch.
from The Emperor's New Groove. You just press yourself against the wall and.
All right, so you are in pursuit of Krebja. Where are you going?
Well, the first place I'll check is the bar.
Okay, so you head for the bar, and as you approach the bar, you see a couple of guys, a couple of guards passing out. And did you make me one stealth check?
Okay. 26.
26. Not only do you slide past them, you actually say hello as you walk past them. And just go, oh hey, and just keep walking.
Nice. It's that confidence, the bard swagger.
It's just that bar swagger. You just look like you belong so hardcore. You just walk right past them, say hello, and keep walking, and they walk inside. And you head into the bar. And as you do, you see Krebja is standing at the bar, and he has just dumped a whole bunch of alcohol on himself. And as he calls out, he says, "Hey, to my trained disciples, they did well today, didn't they, boys?" And you just hear just rivets all over the place. Basically, they're cheering for him. He says, "Hey, City, I may be plastered tonight. Not in my normal cool way."
You know what? That's okay. It's a party night. I brought tea, and I'm gonna take out all of the tea that I stole from the party and just
Everybody
toss
there
it.
loses their shit. Like, they lose their shit. These Grung have never seen actual tea before. Oh my god.
Pinkies up, pinkies up, boys, pinkies up.
They're like, hey! You see, like, the whole. Hey!
This is all Krebja. Hey, you killed those lizard weird thingies out there. Hunters brought it home. You guys made it possible.
For the hunters, boys! And you watch as they all just start screaming and chanting, and then and they just go ham for it. They go ham for that raptor meat. So what are you doing?
So I'm just gonna kind of like, just enjoy the vibe here. Like, yeah, you guys deserve this. You guys, you know what? You deserve so much more than this. Like, as I'm passing through the crowd, like, and just kind of, just like, little nuggets of like, kind of trying to amp them up. Like, yeah, we do.
I'm just sitting there vibing, and he's kind of like slowly slipping from the bar.
I'm kind of like
But he's
making
like-
my way towards him, but I'm
He's like nodding at you as his foot kind of like keeps slipping out from under him, and he repositions it. He's
He's
fucking
just
plastered.
hype manning everybody.
This may not be
Yeah.
the best time to make plans with him because he won't remember them in the morning. But all right, so yeah, just kind of like vibing with
All right.
everybody as I
As
go
you
through.
approach, that's when you realize once again the glistening gleam of the alcohol on his muscles. This is the world's most muscular frog. If you had to like put Arnold Schwarzenegger in an animal's body, and you were like, yeah, I'm going to totally make him like a bear or something. But then somebody said, no, make him a frog. This is what they drew. This is him. The Arnold Schwarzenegger frog standing before you, Krebja glistening, gleaming, covered in alcohol. As you approach, he goes, hey.
Hey.
It was either hey or how you doing.
How you doing?
You know, I meant it. You guys did a really good job bringing this tea home, and you deserve way more than a slice of it. You worked
I
so
appreciate
hard,
what
and
you're
you
doing
risked
there.
your lives.
Hey. And he takes tea and he lifts his pinky and he puts it up to his mouth and he, you want a shotgun this thing with me?
Oh, I'm a vegetarian.
He stares at you and his eyes kind of like one of them drifts a little bit.
It's drunk. It's kind of going its own way.
It's gotta go.
But you know what? First time for
He goes
everything,
full
right?
He just goes full derp.
Oh boy. So it's just like, look. Did you see the fight out there? Do you know what happened today?
I watched you kick a hole.
Oh, that's I saw.
I watched you kick a hole. He pulls the steak out of his mouth. I watched you kick a whole lot of ass.
Yeah. We sure did. And now we have to fight each other tomorrow, and whoever loses is just in trouble really big time, and whoever wins gets to protect the king for some reason.
God damn it. In trouble really big time. How dare they? God damn it.
And they put Bragg and the other one that was fighting with him, they took them away and locked them up because they...
How fucking dare they? Oh, I swear to God, if I was a fucking... God, if I was even a red grung, I'd fucking kick that king's ass.
Right? You know, here's the thing. They like to talk a big game about respecting strength and might and powerfulness, and they don't do it. They don't do it at all. They only respect color, and we all know that is completely worthless.
Yeah, I mean, it's like tiers of power, you know? It's like, you know, you're like a green, like the strongest green is like a mid-tier blue. Then like a blue that's real strong is like a mid-tier purple, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be strong, but you're never going to be as strong as like the bigger ones.
What would you do if you just woke up tomorrow and you were gold all of a sudden, you know?
I'd probably drink a lot less. Cause or maybe I'd drink more because I'd have access to better booze. I don't know, but frankly, I don't think it would change anything.
You
I
know?
like the hunt. I like going out there, pitting myself against nature and violence and massive beasts. Did I tell you I once killed one of those stubby arm chomps?
A stubby arm chomp chomp? No way.
Yeah, I fucking killed him.
That's amazing. Like, I've never heard of anybody that's killed one of those.
Yeah, I mean, he was mostly asleep, but I still killed him.
Hey, that counts, right? That counts. It means
Yeah,
you're a smart hunter.
I used my brain.
Yeah. Look, I mean, so here's the like, everybody should be able to do what they want. Like, what if, like, just because you're gold doesn't mean you should have to run the country, and just because you're green doesn't mean you should have to do, you know, guard work for measly little prisoners like me.
Make a persuasion check. First one.
21.
21. Hell fucking yeah. I mean, come the fuck on. Why do I gotta sit here and act like I'm fucking not stronger than the next guy? I could fucking wrestle somebody to the ground.
You could, and if you wanted to, you should be able to. That's all I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody here should be able to do whatever they want.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I think I can probably take any one of those bitches down.
You know what, Seti? You know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think you're hot.
I think you're pretty hot too, Krabja.
That's my girlfriend.
Hey, you're not there.
I know.
You know what? I'm on board. So you're saying I should go fight somebody and prove how fucking strong I am.
Not maybe right this second, but tomorrow there's some shit going down, and I think it's a good time for you to make yourself known as the strongest Grung here.
Yeah, who am I taking on?
Who should you take on? Would Seti know this? Because I don't remember anybody's name.
Anyone.
Make an intelligence check and then tell me who you're thinking of.
I don't. It's not that I don't remember anyone's names. I also don't remember who they are. Like
Mitnir! Wait a second.
May 13.
13. All right. So, of the important people above Krebja, there are a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm
don't
talking
think we
like
need to worry about
top
the blue
tier.
kids.
Yeah, top tier shit.
I would say that probably
Not the prince.
starting from we've got Sessegrit, we've got the whole council, right? We've got Frublin, we've got Faustig, we've got
I don't know who
Grand
these
Archivist
names are
Truitt,
because I don't remember their
Dragon.
names.
and then we've got the privileged Grom, we've got the Red Lady, we've got Gromley, we've got the Grand Enchanter Obvalis, we've got the Slave Master, the guy who put you all in prison, the orange one.
Could take down the slave master.
We've got the High Priest Snigba, the purple Grung, who is like way high and mighty.
So
Samba.
okay, I don't need the whole roster of.
Well, I'm
Grung.
just trying to help you out here because you said you don't
so I
remember
was trying
any.
to think of like the top. There's like what 4 gold ones, and it's the prince and the king and.
All right, so there's more than 4 gold ones, but the ones that are important are the Grambala, the sovereign, Gigi, who seems meek and
queen,
maybe
yeah,
not
no.
worth killing.
Nope.
But you can do whatever you want. The Prime Rimeter
We're getting rid of him tonight.
and then Prince Gruglum are the only ones that are.
Okay. So
Are
the orange.
specifically important to what's happening. There are other gold grung, but you haven't seen them yet.
Yeah. The slave master
and
would
then
probably
orange
be
grung,
good.
there's the slave master,
Yeah.
Gerbit, and then there's a couple of other ones, like the one that was hitting on you a whole lot and saying that he wanted to basically
Oh, the
take
creepy
you, and
one.
the
Yeah.
creepy one he was trying to get you used to getting spanked by him.
Yeah,
during
he was
the-
real creepy. Well, he
Yeah.
wasn't very strong though, right?
No, he was weak as shit.
Yeah. I don't know how strong the slave master is, but he is the slave master, so. Yeah, you know what?
Spartacus.
You should take on that orange grung that locks people up, the slave master. He's a real jackass.
Yeah, I've never liked Gerbert. I think he's a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah.
Trying to act all superior.
Yeah.
You know, I have to be the one that carries you in. I carried you in.
You did?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I mean, look. No regrets, right? Things happened and now they are the way they are. And you know what?
it's
We're
not
going.
okay. You don't deserve
Krabja.
this. Nobody does.
Krabja. Because you brought me here and my friends, we are going to make things better. And you're going to take on the slave master and put him in his place because you deserve to be the top dog around
to
here.
what fucking end? I mean, you know what? For you, I will. I'll kill him. But then what? You know, I just go to jail. You go to jail. Everyone goes to jail. We all get killed. Whatever, man. Like, what's the end game? You know?
The end game is no jails because something is happening tonight. Something
Yes.
big.
Break the fucking jails.
We could do that too. We could do that right now. We could go break the jails right now if you wanted
Yes. Fuck yes. You want to go break the jails with me?
to. I think maybe some of my friends are already doing that, but let's go join them. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Man, what a first date.
You watch everybody turn their mouths full of raptor meat.
We're breaking the jails.
And you guys head off into the night.
2 of you and like 50 drunk green frogs.
Pretty much.
Perfect.
Oh,
Awesome.
God. That's
Who
the
do you
worst.
think the guards are? They're green. Come on.
Mostly green, yeah.
Yeah, can we get like the guards to join us on the way? Like, does Kurja have that much pull?
We'll see how that happens next session. Meanwhile, who's next? I'll wait for volunteers, or I'll pick somebody.
Just pick whatever.
Who's
Whichever-
next up
whichever
on the
fir-
totem pole?
Yeah.
We're gonna go with Mitnir.
Yeah.
All right, Mitnir, where were you going?
We were going to go try and find the 2 dudes that were let off for being failures.
That's right, Sungba and
Yes, Mitnir and
Marshall Bragg.
Yeah.
So you and Greed are heading out in a direction away from the group when you run upon a familiar entity. Oh, hey, Mitnir, man! Like, I'm heading to the bar, dude. You want to go do that, or?
Unfortunately, I can't.
Oh man, that's a real bummer. I'll see you later, man. Well, hold on now. What's his name?
What? I had it, and then you ask me.
Reggie.
Shut up. Whoo, whoo. Oh, what was his name?
Greed would remember.
Greed should remember, but no,
Yeah,
I actually
I
knew
was-
his name until you asked me.
I was testing you. It's like, look, Prudgy, I've got a thing that I'd like to ask you. You're like one of the head guards, right? Oh yeah, man. I mean, I'm pretty important for Green Grung. I mean, I know where I take care of a lot of stuff. They just dump a lot of their work on me because all the other big grunts are like, oh, I'm too important to be a guard, man. Like, so you got to take care of all these for me because I'm lazy and I'm important and I've got a better color than you. Anyways, yeah, I'm a pretty important guard.
Right. Do you know where Sungba is?
Oh yeah, Sungba. Yeah, him and the field marshal, they're under like arrest, man.
Yeah, you need to show us.
Oh, are we gonna go throw stuff at him? Because there were some red Grung kids that were throwing stuff at him, and I thought that was fucked up. Because I mean, they're like our heroes, man.
You're right. I might go throw the red grunt kids
Oh, we're gonna throw the red Grung kids?
if
You're
necessary.
probably gonna get executed, but I'm totally down.
I mean,
Like
I'm
I
probably
said,
dead
what you
tomorrow
guys
anyway.
do, I'm fucking doing.
Lead the way.
All right. So he begins leading you guys the way. I love it. He begins leading you guys the way. You go past several large towering trees, and as you begin heading this way, you haven't actually been to the main central area yourself, but they had more or less towards where Greed has been spending most of his days, at the very base, this military compound at the very base of this massive fucking tree. Like, this tree looks like it could be the center of the forest. It is probably no less than 100 feet across, like in diameter. Could be multiple hundreds of feet as far as you can tell. And it is so tall, all you can see above is like this sort of black canopy. And as you approach it, you see all of this infrastructure at the bottom. And Greed says, "Oh, they're near the military compound base." Oh yeah, that's where we keep the most important prisoners. I mean, there's like holding cells at pretty much every block, but this is like where the big boys get stuck down at. And he's like, right, this might not be very easy, man.
I mean, you're just kind of like, what do you mean? Like, we just walk in.
Right, we'll see. All right, so as he begins leading your way, you see the Royal Guard, military soldiers, the people you've been avoiding are like all everywhere, crossing left, right. It's a fucking minefield of people who want to put you in the stockade, maybe are looking for you, or people that are on break after looking for you. There's like hundreds of Grung in this compound. Some of them are doing late night training, some of them are just in the barracks. But I mean, Prudgy's just fucking leading you guys straight in.
Prudgy.
Yeah, Minion, what's up, best friend?
We're your prisoners.
Oh shit, that's a real big It's a big bomb to drop on me there.
If anyone asks, you're taking us somewhere.
Where am I taking you?
You're taking us to find Sungba, but don't tell them that.
Okay, I'm confused. Am I taking you to find Sungba, or am I like, are you my prisoners?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man, who is Jesus? What am I even saying? Look, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm really confused. I mean, am I supposed to be mean to you, nice to you? Are we supposed to go hang out at the bar? I just wanted to get a drink, place, and Twister.
You just have to get us inside. They want to put us in the stockades.
Make a persuasion check.
It's up here. Persuasion. Yeah. Hey, nat 20.
Natural 20. He's like, I got you. So you're my prisoners. And I'm
Right.
going to take you to the stockade because you're important prisoners.
Right.
What the fuck do you do, Starbuck? Okay.
Man, what a time to roll a nat 20.
Yeah. He's like, all right, I get your drift. Move out of the way. I've got some prisoners going to the stockade. Fuck off, you guys.
I just kind
You
of give Greed a little push to follow him.
Yeah, and so he's like walking you guys, and you just sort of march like straight through it, and they're just like moving out of the way, and, like not paying attention. Someone's like, "Hey, I'm supposed to take this." It's like, "Fuck off! I do this job way more than you." They're just like respond to his confidence with like a bit of a like up front. There was like, "Holy shit!" And he's just like, and he just leads you like straight through the compound. Like that natural 20 was unexpected. So all these people keep asking you, and Freddy just like fucking wards them off with such ease. It's kind of impressive. As he
I
brings
owe
you
that
in,
frog a drink.
he's like, all right, you guys, you're gonna go right here in this cell directly across from somebody and bragging, and you're gonna stay here until I transfer you to the stockade. That's right, they're going to the stockade where they're supposed to go, and the rest of you guys can suck on my frog nuts.
Gross.
Anyway, so you guys are in the stockade, and you're across. You're about 10 feet across from the prison cells where Songba and Bragag are. And you see them. They've kind of got their heads held down, and they're a little bit. That's how you spell frognet, sort of. Yeah. And they've got their heads kind of hung low, like they're a bit embarrassed, but at the same time, they're just like, you know, beat to shit.
Sorry, I can't get past frog nuts.
Sorry, I'm on NPC duty now, so this is mostly on you to talk.
I know. I'm just like, hey, because I'm trying to get their attention.
Who are you mostly directing this at? Sungba or
Which one's the one that I like straight up fought pretty much?
that was Sungba.
Yeah, so more towards him.
Oh, it's you. Hello.
So I don't get it. Why are you guys in here?
Because we embarrassed our Grung. We embarrassed the Grung ship because we lost to non-Grung.
Right? You think he would have done better?
Look, I know what a mighty warrior you are, but this is a very proud Grung. Yeah, he's your Bragg, chop it up. He's kind of a. When you're a gold Grung, you gotta look down on everyone else. We were the pride of his servants. So it's not surprising that he looks down on us. It's not surprising that he condemned us here. I'm surprised to see you here, though. That was a damn good fight. Indeed, it was. It's been a while since I've got the honor of tasting steel.
So my understanding, you guys like a good fight, right?
They both like look at you. Like they don't even look at each other because they can't, because there's walls in between. But they just both look at you, just like, yeah.
And you like to fight against the best, and I would assume with the best.
I am very much looking forward to a rematch.
You
If that's
can't-
what you're suggesting.
Well, maybe that could happen.
Simmer down, Samba. Here to kick your shit up and down the court.
What if you could fight with and against the best whenever you wanted?
What are you talking about? No, what the fuck are you talking about? I serve as the Grung ship, as I serve as honor guard even in retirement. I don't know what you mean.
I mean that just because they're both red, aren't they?
They're both red Grung, yeah.
I mean,
Sunbaz just got. It's hard to tell he's red because he has so many scars.
it's like just because you're red and the ones also on your guard are red doesn't mean that they're better fighters than, say, Grubja.
I won't lie. I've been interested in fighting Krebja for some time. Never get to find out which one of us stronger.
What if that was an option?
It would be nice. But should we lose to him, it would be the same as losing to you back into the stockade.
Ah. But what if it wasn't because someone told you to fight, but because you chose to fight each other?
Make a persuasion check.
Ah, shit. Yeah. 12.
12. From the side, listen. I know you don't know me very well. We fought in that last match, but that was it.
Yeah, I remember you. You were the one that I knocked unconscious there, Nelly. Yeah. Can't take a hit so well, can you? But that was some mighty magic you were flinging around.
Yes, it was. I'm going to level with you. I am dear Schludalab.
The fuck you talking about?
He was the little red one wearing the hat.
Yes, I was dear Lulalab, and my compatriot here was Rintim Lulalab.
But you ain't grown.
No.
That is confusing because right now you are not Grung, but if you are saying that then you were Grung, I'm confused. Have you transformed into not Grung?
Points to Grit. That one has some tricks.
We had a bit of help from the enchanter, Obvalis.
Valdis. Now that's a name I haven't been able to hear in some time. He keeps to the upper echelon. Are you saying you got his help?
Yes. And we have his support. A little venture that I think might be interesting to you all. Look, I got you the fight and you said you'd owe me a favor. He might actually be this Lulalab Grung. Trust me, I am. And you said you owe me a favor and I'm willing to collect now. And all I ask is that you listen to what me and my friend here have to say with an open mind.
That's fair enough for me. Sure. You strong one. Proceed, I'm listening.
So you're gonna roll with advantage for the rest of this conversation.
It's like, so Just kind of looks like, are we being completely level here?
I think with men such as this, straight shooting is the only way.
All right. So go back a little. We were approached at our arrival, and by parties interested in seeing your world changed in such a way that could be beneficial to all Grung.
What kind of change? The guy we can fight whoever we want.
Kind of where you can
That
fight
is
wherever you
only
want.
just for bringing us into this way, but what else is there?
What else is there? Well, instead of being assigned your jobs based on which color you are, you're assigned, a job based on what you're capable of. I, for one, I worked in the crafting one. All I know how to do is hit stuff. If it weren't for the fine craftsmen there, the metal that I hit would have been nothing.
So you are saying that because you are blue, they would put you there in the artisan district where you would thrive more in the militaristic district.
Wouldn't you rather have me fighting by your side than smashing
Hell
swords together?
fucking yeah. If I was on the battlefield with a guy like you, I swear to God, we'd never lose.
I agree.
And I fought with Krubja. I know he's a capable fighter. Why is he just a green hunter and at the whims of these red and orange grung above him?
There was a time not too long ago when we did go to a bit of a war with lizard folk from the south. Krebja. Not many knew this, but Krebja was in my battalion.
How'd you hide
Scars that
that?
he boasts. He didn't earn the same way I did using my abilities. He earned them in combat. Real combat. I always admired him.
So, what you're suggesting is, doesn't matter, I'm a red grung. I could be the king. But at the same time, I get old, maybe I'm just nothing.
Maybe you decide in your old age that you want to watch after the young ones.
Oh, like Bond, mother. That's a hot piece of ass.
Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that choice, but it would be available.
So Sim said puppet. So much excitement. She was just like, oh, the pond mother. Somebody wants to do the pond mother. Oh my god. Well,
And either way, you deserve to know. Likely something's going to happen tomorrow. I'd rather not see needless deaths. I've seen
I'd
plenty
rather
of
you had
those.
our back. In fact, actually, Edgeberg. Yes. Tomorrow things might go down. We've been pitted against one another, Mitnir and I, and the rest of our group. So we've had plans for a while, but we're moving the timetable up.
Significantly.
It's unfortunate, but it's the only choice we have. You are some of the ones whose support we wanted more than anyone else because we find you to be pillars of this society. We find you to be important. Very important. And we know that change cannot be made without you.
And the grung that follow you don't do so just because you're red grung. They've fought with you.
So what is it you want from us? What is your plan?
What difference are you making? What are we supporting?
Chance for choice.
And revolution.
Preferably a fairly bloodless one.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
But big money, no whammy. Ugh, 13. God, bad rolls.
13.
Go ahead and re-roll that.
All right, big money, really big no whammy. There's a 20 total.
Better.
20 total.
Okay.
Somba. Yes, brother. What do you say we fight for something we actually believe in for once? That might be a fun concept. Let's do it. I couldn't agree more.
In the distance, you hear,
We're breaking the deal.
we switch over to the next person.
Can I tell that's Grubja? Can I hear, like, do I know that voice, or is it
Make
just a
me an
massive
insight
voice?
check.
Okay. Oh boy.
I just like lost my shit just now.
That's a 17.
Yeah, it's fucking Krebja, and he's on his way. And you hear so much cheering in the distance. Probably you hear Seti screaming. I don't know.
Just speaking of which, I believe our exit has arrived.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you guys a choice now. Do we want to move on? I feel like at this point we have to do Arn last. But do we want to do Bropsy, do you want to do yours now or do you want to wait till next week? We're about stopping time. We're at 3 hours.
Probably next week.
Okay. So, with the building of this sort of like fucking revolution outside, breaking the jails, just having got on board Krebja, getting on board Bragug, who is the field marshal, probably the greatest military leader within the council, as well as Sungba, who is a legendary honor guard. Getting these three people on side, we look into the night that will continue on for some time before tomorrow, potentially revolution.